Welcome to Boxing Fans Talk TV. I'm your host, TDT. You can refer to me as Miss T. Tonight is just boxing talk, a little bit of review. That's all. Not much happening this week. But this is Grown Women's Talk Day. So this is Friday. And God, we made it to Friday. So let me put my banners up. I was running a little late. I was on the phone. Sorry, y'all. Um, But let me go ahead and start the show off properly. Welcome back to Boxing Fans Talk TV. I'm your host, CDT. Oh, it's been a long week. A lot of things been going on. All I can give y'all is a little review. I think I had up the boxing schedule. So let me check in with that. Okay. Smith Jr. That's light heavyweight um, title holder Smith Jr. versus Geffrard on ESPN or Fight TV January 15th. That's this weekend. That's going to be at 10 p.m. So on regular ESPN, you get to watch a fight. Russell Jr., Mr. Gary Russell Jr., let me put some spec on that, versus Magsayo. He fights out of Pacquiao's camp. That's going to be on Showtime that following week, January 22nd. To all my casual fans out there, that's one you don't want to miss. Mr. Gary Russell Jr. is the man. He is one of the longest, I think he is the longest reigning champion ever. He's had a title since 2015. So he'll be fighting Magsayo. Magsayo is a fighter. He's a good fighter. When I say he's out of the Pacquiao camp, to all my casuals, it just means that maybe it's some fugazi shit going on. That's all. Not saying it has to be, but I will always tell you, watch that nigga heads grow. If his head grow, you better throw up the bullshit flag. Cause he on that T. But Gary Russell Jr. he's one of the best. So that will be January 22nd at 9 p.m. And if he has a fight card, more than likely his brothers will probably be on the card. I haven't looked into it, but more than likely. Conseco versus Martinez, ESPN, January 29th at 10 p.m. So you got 2 ESPN fights. You got one this week, Showtime next week, and then ESPN next week. The ESPN gonna be at 10 p.m. If it's ever on Showtime, usually starts. I hate to say an actual time that they usually start, because I've seen them when they start like 8 p.m. and a lot of times fight starts around 9 p.m. on Showtime, and sometimes 10. But Gary's fight is gonna be 10. So ESPN, Showtime, ESPN. Then you got Eubanks Jr. versus Williams. Eubanks is cool. His father was a notable fighter. Just for the casuals, people who already know boxing know this. They own Sky Sports. I couldn't even tell you how to get to Sky Sports. That's February 5th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Clarissa Shields is coming on Sky Sports and Fight TV. And so even though I don't know how to do Sky Sports, I'm gonna have to figure that out, because Clarissa Shields is gonna be on there versus Cousin. Clarissa Shields has a better boxing record than men and women put together. That girl is a beast in these boxing streets. Her fight is gonna be on Sky Sports and Fight TV February 5th at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And rounding out February 5th, Thurman versus Barrios. That's going to be on Fox pay-per-view February 5th, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know if you want to get it. I like Thurman. Thurman at one time was the top welterweight. Barrios, y'all know him, even if you don't think you know him. Talking to the casuals, he was the one who fought Tank Davis not that long ago, and Tank knocked him out when they fought in Atlanta. But that's going to be a pay-per-view fight through Fox February 5th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Vargas versus Smith on DAZN February 5th, 9 p.m. Jacobs versus Ryder. Jacobs is a notable fighter. He's gonna be on DAZN. He kind of fell off, but he's cool. February 12th at 2 p.m. On DAZN. Amir Khan versus Kell Brook. That's Sky Sports. February 19th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Those two supposed to be a big time rival over there in the UK. I don't know what the hell it means for the US, but okay. Then you got Jaime Munguia versus Ballard on DAZN February 19th, also at 9 p.m. Taylor versus Catterall. Now, Josh Taylor is the undisputed champion at junior welterweight. That's 140 pounds. I'm just shouting that out to all the casuals. The folks that come here on the regular, y'all already know this. But Josh Taylor is undisputed. So he's giving this person, Catterall, a chance at the undisputed. That's going to be on Sky Sports, ESPN Plus. That's different from regular ESPN. When you hear the plus, you know they talking about that app. That's February 26th at 2 p.m. That's a top ranked card. And then Okoli versus Chislak. I hope I'm saying his name right. That's on DAZN February 27th, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Ramirez versus Jose Pedraza. Y'all know that it had been moved from February 5th or something to March 4th. That's gonna be on ESPN Plus at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 2 fights on ESPN Plus. I'm gonna say something at the end of that. Estrada versus Chocolatito 3. That's the 3rd time they meet. This is a trilogy. That's gonna be one you want to watch. It's on DAZN March 5th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. In case y'all don't know, DAZN is something you gotta have a subscription for. It is on your smart TV as an app. It costs about $19 a month, but DAZN is a venue that Matchroom Eddie Hearn uses. And so when I'm saying DAZN, I'm just talking about the venue or the entity in which they put on fights or whatever, Look at it like that. But when you hear DAZN, it's usually Eddie Hearn and his fighters. Eddie Hearn is a European promoter. Kind of like Don King was an American promoter. Eddie Hearn is a European promoter. But that's March 5th at 9 p.m. That's one to watch. That's going to be a barn burner. Wood versus Conlon. That's on DAZN March 12th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Ortiz Jr. versus McKinson. That's on the Zone March 19th, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Martinez versus Warrington 2. That's on the Zone March 26th, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Not to be crass, but March sounds like a boring ass month. Probably having something to do a little bit with March Madness. They can't compete. They're not gonna be able to compete with March Madness. So maybe they know better and they just like, we're gonna put on the bullshit fights around that time. But that's what's up. That's your future boxing schedule. We talked about a lot this week. Some stuff controversial. I think we handle it with care. Again, you can have your own opinion. I don't mind. I don't mind. I'm not with the dirty name calling and stuff. We can get passionate. We just have to remain respectful. So some things we say might rub some people in the wrong way, even with our grown woman talk. It be kind of chancy. But I gotta salute the ladies because they handle it with care. Macadocious Mac of the South is in the building. Was Poppy King. Salute to the lovely and beautiful Madame Queen Miss T. Salute to you too, King. AJ 64 is in the building. Was Poppy King. What's good, Miss T? Everything. It's been a good week. I'm glad we at the end of the week. Y'all know in the beginning of my show, what do I always do? Water check. Water check. And my dog is coming in. Y'all see this line in my background? That's because she keep opening my green screen, and ain't that I hope she don't knock it down. So I'm preparing y'all just in case this dog ever knock this shit down, and then y'all be like, "Oh, we caught you with your drawers down, Miss T." It's bound to happen. But anyway, I do a water check, and they don't pay me money, but I get 8-ounce bottles of spring water. So whatever spring is, it's to your liking, whatever kind of water you like. I like natural spring water. And as I always say, it's good to start your morning off with some water, at least an 8-ounce glass. And it's good to end your evening with water, at least an 8-ounce glass. We shoot here at Boxing Fans Talk TV, we shoot for 100 ounces a day. A gallon is 128 ounces. So we shoot for 100 ounces a day. Now, true enough, it's going to take some getting used to. You got to work your way up to it. Yes, you're going to pee a lot for about a week or two, and then you're going to mellow out. That's just how it is. But you should drink a lot of water. So that's how I like to start my show and everything. If you're in Facebook, do me a favor. Stop what you're doing. Come into your YouTube channel. Type in Boxing Fans Talk TV and click the live icon. Come in and chat if you want. I got the number scrolling at the bottom. I dropped the link in the chat. You can chime in, smash that like button, and subscribe if you haven't already. You know, be courteous when you come in folks' house. Anywho, yeah, y'all welcome to come in at any time, but shout outs to you. You can fall back, just come in and get, listen to it from the YouTube. You still can fall back. I always hope that you guys engage and all that stuff. It's not much boxing news that's going on this week because some of these fights have been kind of lackluster, and y'all know, y'all seeing it. I've made a declarative statement, but I'm a woman of a particular age. I can change my mind at any time. However, right now, because of the comments that was expressed by Tim Smith, I don't feel like I want to watch PBC fighters no more. I can't, in good conscience, support them because the tomfoolery that's been going on, it wasn't necessary. So I said to myself, I'm not buying another PBC fighter. I wonder how much money I'm gonna save. Do y'all ever think about how much money y'all spend in boxing or your favorite sport by the month? It's like a vice. I spend close to $300 a month in boxing. Real talk. With all the subscriptions and the pay-per-views, and I buy everybody's shit. He said, don't blame you. Exactamundo. I bought the Ortiz and Martin fight. I know a lot of people thought that was crazy, right? What y'all think? Did y'all buy that Ortiz and Martin fight? I actually bought that thing because I like Ortiz as a man in and out the ring. I like him as a fighter. So I support him. He did solid with Deontay. Deontay did solid for him. You can't do nothing but respect him. So I guess for me, if I respect you, you're going to get my support. Even if I don't like you or favor you as a fighter, I'm still going to support you. Now, if I don't like you as a fighter, like a Canelo has to fight somebody I really like. Like I like Caleb Plant, so I supported him. Caleb is not my favorite fighter. He is not even the best fighter I've seen. He's a great boxer. He has no power. So I don't want to say he's useless, but you know what I'm saying. But I bought his fight to support Caleb. He said, "Yep, 40. You spend $40 a month." Oh, the $40 for the Ortiz and Martin fight. Now, I don't like Martin. I don't hate him, but I don't like him. I don't trust him. Because why? I feel like I think he put his belt up for sale. That's why AJ was walking around like he's some kind of fucking G, because he had all them belts. That's because Parker and Martin, in my opinion, sold it to him. He would have never had those belts if they'd have put their best foot forward. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that they did. And I think that was on purpose. But it wasn't just about Martin. It was about Ortiz. And that's why I bought it. I bought the Tank fight. I like Tank as a fighter. I know it was bull crap to have the fight on the Sunday. After what happened to Rolly, I think they did him wrong. That was just my opinion. These are things we talked about this week. So I'm kind of reviewing, giving everybody a chance to chime in, because I know I get on the road and I just be going. Don't mean that y'all can't stop me. Don't mean if y'all got a question, I won't stop and answer. We can have detours anytime during my show. But if you want to chime in, you got something you want to say, or maybe you want to teach us something, because I'm always open to learn new things. So AJ said, I didn't like that talking Caleb did in the ring. No, I didn't either. I won't too mad at it. I know a lot of people focus in on that, and I know for men it comes off a certain way. I can't speak for every woman, but for most women, it didn't bother us. I know to y'all be like, that's that soft shit. That's that soft shit. But we don't think like that. Things that be like soft to y'all be like regular to us, as it should, right? As it should. As it should. But yeah, he was being kind of endearing when he should have been a warrior and when he should have been in beast mode. That's what the fellas are saying. And so they're kind of talking like, I hit good, huh? I got some, I'm pretty good. Why do you look for solace in your opponent? Your opponent supposed to not give a damn about you, because you know how the guys, they approach boxing like it's a warrior sport. They beast mode at that point. Why would you ask people questions like that when you're fighting? That should be something you say after the fight. Hold on. I sent it. Oh, I sent the link out already. For those of you watching, I did send the link out. But Caleb Plant felt like, I think, AJ, you think it's more so timing, because I think that was just bad timing on his part. Again, like him saying that, it didn't terribly, I don't know. I think that's something that is something that guys may see differently, and it's okay, because guys and girls are designed differently. So we're gonna see things a little different. But I feel what you're saying, like it probably, for me, it probably been more about the bad timing of it all. Sir Antbo is in the building. Was Poppy King? He said salute to you too. So y'all think it was more so about the timing or just what he said, period? Let us know. I got the link in the chat. Y'all can chime in. probably 8:15. The lady's gonna come in, so we just doing a little review. But we also talked about like the Tim Smith thing. Now that the information has come out that Bud is suing Bob Arum, it's not a coincidence to me that Tim Smith came out with what he said. He set the boxing world on fire. What he said, it did have an effect because that interview that he gave is what caused me to say, I'm not buying no more PBC fighters. Fuck y'all. Y'all play too much. And it caused me to say, I think Errol Spence is ducking. Period. I've never said that before until that fucking interview. E Thriller is in the building with Poppy King, the Black Picasso. Y'all got to see his photos. What's up, Miss T? Salute. What's up to you too, King? Hold on, let me see. I'm gonna share something that he put on the screen. I've been promising it, but like I told you, I had to get permission, and I think I got. Well, I do know I have it. Let me see. I thought I just saw it. No, maybe it's somewhere else. Hold on, hold tight. Oh, there it is. Okay, so hold tight. Let me play E Thriller shit because I promised Dwayne, didn't I? I know some of y'all was here that day. I promised Dwayne. I said, whether you here or not, nigga, I'm about to play this shit. Cause Dwayne, he be killing me. I love Dwayne to death, but he be killing me. Dwayne don't be listening to shit. He be like, I know. But I be like, no, you don't know. See that? Let me go on ahead. How you say E Thriller? In my E Thriller voice. DJ, roll that clip. Oh, take that. And it would fuck me up with the commercials. Come on. This nigga scared. Shut the fuck up. Oh shit. Did anybody hear that? E Thriller say he didn't hear it. Oh, this thing. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna have to go back. I'm gonna have to play it again, y'all. Play it again, Sam. I'm gonna go back to. Tell me if you guys hear
right now.
now.
It's me and Keith Thurman. I want Keith Thurman. That's
Give
the
me a
top fight
thumbs
that I
up.
want. But this is Terrence Crawford is a good fighter, but he had no best that won for the city. You know, it's a guy that's with top rank named Jeff Horn that got a belt. Right. When he go get that belt, and then he come over here, and then we'll fight.
A few moments later.
End of 2019.
Hey,
did you not say that?
Did you not say that? This is what I'm saying.
I read it all.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I read it all too. Terrence Crawford, wait till he get a belt.
Yeah. But this Terrence Crawford is a good fighter, but he had no belts that won for the city. Yeah. You know, it's a guy that's with top rank named Jeff Horn that got a belt. Right. When he go get that belt, and then he come over here, and then we'll fight.
He did nothing in the welterweight division. When he get a belt, you want to go over there. Keith Thurman want to go over there, and now y'all want to say, "Oh, I ain't fought nobody, but I got a belt now." So okay.
Shawn Porter got a belt too.
So now
Shawn Porter got a belt too. Shawn Porter. So why I go to Easy Road and you not Shawn Porter out?
This nigga's scared. Ain't nobody scared, man. I just told you I had a DJ Saturday night. Fuck that shit.
Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I?
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
You a smart man, but not that smart.
Bro, I'm gonna crush you. I promise you.
Well, I be goddamn. Say it ain't so. I mean, say it ain't.
Say it ain't so in E Thriller's voice there. I wish Dwayne was here, but I know he gonna come back and watch it. That's what I was trying to talk about. Thank you, E Thriller, for letting me, show your beautiful photos. AKA the Black Picasso, for showing your photos on my show. That was really for Dwayne when he basically was saying that when Terrence first came into the division, he didn't even want no smoke with Earl. And I was like, I really thought he did. And when I saw your show, E Thriller, and saw that you had the receipts, because I mean they hard to find on the internet. I don't know what's going on. What's the goings on, but they hard to find. So yeah, but we talked about that this week. We talked about the suit that's coming on and careful digging. E Thriller dug deeper into the actual the pages of the suit, as well as barbershop conversation, and we found out it was more than just racial bias. The suit is not about racial bias. So if I kind of said that or alluded to that, I want to make sure I correct myself and saying that it's not about racial bias. It's more so about, breach of contract and a whole lot of stuff. It's a lot of jargon, but if you read it, it's a lot of repetitive stuff. But if you read it, you'll see that it's pretty much about breach of contract. He said, anytime. Thank you, player. Butter, I don't know what's going on. She's trying to come in. We're waiting for Carmen and everybody else to roll through. But what else we talked about? We talked about that everybody seemed to think that Tyson Fury is going to probably drop his belts. Why? Because Bob Arum is insisting that he's going to have a fight March 26th, but he's not going to fight for the title. Well, they seem to think that they're going to fly that one over our head, that Tyson is going to fight for the ring title, which is not a real title. So if he don't have a title, if he's not fighting for a title on March 6th, it's safe to assume that he dropped his belt. Why would he drop his belt? I mean, in the end of the day, I don't think none of us in America care. But for those of you who might care, it's probably because he don't have a warm and fuzzy about fighting Dillian White. I don't think he can beat Dillian White, but Tyson Fury has a problem with following orders. He don't like you to tell him what to do. He like to move at his own pace and do what he want to do when he want to do. So the thought of him having to fight Dillian White, and plus Dillian White is just as much of a cheater as he is. So he can bring on his tactics. He got to worry about the tactics that Dillian is going to bring, and may the best cheater win. We talked about Rolly and his situation, and how I thought that because there was no charges brought up, I think they did him wrong. And this is why I say he didn't get due process. That's the only reason I think he did it wrong. So I want to make sure I was clear this week when we was talking about the lady who, or the ladies who put in charges on him. They never, all they did was do allegations on social media. So he was tried and convicted in the court of public opinion, and he never had his due process. So to me, if you're an American citizen, this is something we are owed. This is a right. It's not just a privilege. It's a right that we all have. He didn't get his fucking due process, so I can't rock with that. I'm not against the legal system. The legal system is slow. It's not supposed to be prejudiced. It'll be fucked up at times and all, but it's the one we got. Unless somebody gonna offer up a new one, we gotta roll with what we got. and he has to be treated fairly as anybody else, criminal or not. And he basically had consequences, and he was never charged. But yet, if you look at a lot of athletes, they go on to play their games. The money don't never get messed up, i.e. the bag, because somebody ripped them out the game or whatever. Whether you're talking about football, basketball, whatever, is innocent until proven guilty. So I'm not siding with Rolly because he is kind of a creep, a little weasel, but he's still an American citizen and is innocent till proven guilty. But you don't, if you was going to take him out of his opportunity and make him miss out on the bag and make him pretty much got to start all over and build everything back up, you didn't do that to, what's his name, his opponent. You didn't do that to Tank. And Tank really do got charges. He really do got to go to court. So what's good for the goose should be good for the gander. If you're not going to do it to Tank, then you shouldn't have did it to Rolly. If you're going to do it to Rolly, then you should have did it to Tank. That's all I'm saying. So we clear. I don't want nobody thinking, Miss T sided with the guys and this, that, and other. Miss T is a woman first. And I always see things through a woman's lens, but I'm fair above anything else. Miss T is always fair. And that's what she always want to be. And I'm talking to myself about myself in the third person, which I never do. So excuse me for that. And yeah, let me get off that. But that's all. I wanted to make sure nobody walked away thinking something and all that. As far as PBC, they can eat a dick. Yep, I said it. As far as Earl Spence, you ducking? Yep, I said it. Any hurt feelings about it? Y'all can come into the chat and speak your piece. I put the link up in there. Butter, if you trying to get in, you need to do it again because your thing is working. I don't know what's going on. I don't know where everybody else at. Let's see what else we talked about. What's his name is telling Dillian White, you better hurry up and get the molasses out your ass and make that fucking deal with Tyson Fury before it be too late. He better listen to Eddie. But they put the fuck to him, so he got to do an 80-20 split. If I was him, I wouldn't care. Get the fucking belt. Deontay gonna whoop your ass anyway if y'all have to fight. They have told Deontay, I put this out a couple of weeks ago, that they told Deontay, be ready. The WBC put him as number one. That is just a money grab. It's mighty funny when Mauricio Suleiman, aka Mr. Cantone, all of a sudden he like niggas, because when it comes to that heavyweight, ain't nobody drawing money like Deontay. Deontay, you better be ready, because if he vacate the belt, you and Dillian gonna get it in. Oh, now you like niggas? I can't stand Cantone. Y'all remember Mr. Cantone from Harlem Nights? Butter, what's up? I can't hear you. What's good? Girl, what is you doing? Can you hear me? Oh, no, you didn't. I know where you at. Girl, you gonna give us the sound effects? Butter then took us up. I didn't even tell y'all where she took us. I ain't even gonna tell y'all. What else we talked about? They talked about with Charlo get a fight with Canelo. That shit ain't gonna happen. He bowed down to him too much. He was hanging on his nut hairs too long. Canelo don't respect him. And I'm not bad mouth for Charlo when I say that. That's what he was doing. Canelo don't respect him because he was kissing his ass too much. Ain't no other way to say it. He should have been forceful. All those antics that the Charlos do, and they real aggressive. But when it came to Canelo, no. Canelo you can't sweeten the pot by being nice to him. He don't respect you. And why he don't respect you ain't no good reason. Oh my God. This is my boo right here. Demetrius Bright is in the building. What's Poppy King? Demetrius, you gotta talk to me. Where you been? I have been thinking about you for a lot. Because I was like, where is my partner in crime? He said, salute at Queen T in the chat. He's like, salute to Macadocious Mac of the South. Where you been, player? Where have you been? And we talked about Conor being and what's his name? Eddie trying to drum up fights for Conor being. Conor being claims he wants to be undisputed, but Dwayne is in the building. Oh, you sent me an email, Demetrius. I'll check you out after the show. Dwayne is in the building. Hey, Dwayne, I got a video for you. I got a video. You tell me if you like it. Here you go. If you've seen it before, you let me know. I told you I was going to get the permission. I got it. Got it good. And since you understood, would you do a dance? Dance you do. Here we go.
Would you like that fight?
Man, yeah, of course it's a fight that I consider. Right now, it's me and Keith Thurman. I want Keith Thurman. That's the top fight that I want.
But this
Terrence Crawford is a good fighter, but he had no belts at 147.
Yeah.
It's a guy that's retired ranked named Jeff Horn that got a belt.
Right.
Why he go get that belt, and then he come over here, and then we'll fight.
A few moments later.
End of 2019.
Hey,
did you not say that? Did you not say that? That's
This,
what your promoter
this
said.
is what I'm saying.
I read it all.
This is
That's
what
your
I'm
promoter
saying.
said.
This is what I read it all
That's what
too.
your promoter
Terrence
said.
Crawford, wait till he get a belt.
Yeah.
But this is
Terrence
my
Crawford is a good fighter, but he had no belts at 147.
yeah.
It's a guy that's retired ranked named Jeff Horn that got a belt.
Right.
Why he go get that belt, and then he come over here, and then we'll fight.
He did nothing in the welterweight today.
You
When he
haven't
get
done
a belt, when he
You
get a
haven't
belt,
done
you want to
You
go
haven't
over
done
there. Keith Thurman want to go over there, and now y'all want to say, "Oh, I ain't fought nobody," but I got a belt now, so
Okay.
okay.
Okay. Sean Porter got a belt too.
Also, so now
Sean
this-
Porter got a belt too. Sean Porter. So why am I go to easy road and you knock Sean Porter out?
This nigga's scared. Ain't nobody scared, man. I just told you I had a DJ Saturday night. Fuck that shit.
Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I?
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man. You a smart man, but not that smart.
Bro, I'm gonna crush you. I promise you.
Well, I be
Hey, so I told you, Dwayne, D-Ray is in the building. What's Poppy King? AJ said, I want to see Boots get a fight. All of us do. But I'm not thinking about Boots when it comes to the people with the belt. They at the crust of getting all, becoming undisputed. If I was there, I would not be thinking about nobody behind me. I'd be trying to look forward. You cannot begrudge somebody for trying to realize their dream. You are derailing yourself going backwards. Why would you do that? So Boots is not a factor right now for neither three. Now, when they lose their belt, he's a factor. Boxing matchups at Dwayne Freeman. Was Poppy King? He said, that's what I told you. He had already signed to fight Jeff Horn. That's not what I was saying, Dwayne. I was saying your boy was directing him to go over there. You kept saying no. And then the argument for years been why you pick, Spence fans to say, why did you pick Jeff Horn? Well, goddamn, if Keith is ignoring him and Earl is pointing him to go over there, why wouldn't he fight him? What more could Bud do? I don't know if they had signed a contract or not. But did you ever, I told you I be having appointments in the afternoon, so I don't be sitting down here I sometimes get home at 5 something. But I was trying to find, Dwayne, the contract that was signed. Dwayne is up in the building. Dwayne, I'm still trying to find the contract that was signed when before Earl and Ugas, or before Ugas and Pacquiao had to fight, because you said that contract was signed. But before you do that, let me get some of these chats. PGH Big Dog is in the building. Was popping King. Demetrius says salute at D-Ray blessings. D-Ray is L-Dub salute. L-Dub is in the building. Was popping to you, King. AJ said true. Demetrius saluting. L-Dub Boots team want him to get down or got down the IBF route or go down the IBF route. I can see Boots versus Castillo Clayton next. I mean, he should, but the three people that got the belt should only concentrate on themselves. Best Pugilist, what's up, King? Welcome back, Best Pugilist. Salute to the Queen, Miss T. Salute to you. Facts, L-Dub. ATL, unanimous boxing sport. What's up, King? Miss T, what's up, Queen? So, Dwayne, do you have any news for me?
Huh?
Do you have any news for me?
What you mean?
The contract.
I don't have the contract, but I'm telling you what it was. Like I said, and go back to the video that you showed me.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, the reason why Earl said he has to go fight Jeff Horn is because he already had signed a contract to fight Jeff Horn. That's why he said he has to go fight Jeff Horn. He said he has to go fight Jeff Horn first. He already signed that contract to fight Jeff Horn. So he couldn't talk about Earl. He had already signed a contract to fight Jeff Horn. That's what they was asking. Would you fight Terrence Bud Crawford? He said, well, he has to get past Jeff Horn first. So he was already signed to fight Jeff Horn. It wasn't that he was directing him to go fight Jeff Horn. He had already signed to fight Jeff Horn.
I might have to look at that again. I'm gonna check it out again to see the ladies trying to come in. But
and just to put everything in perspective, we all know now that the paperwork has been filed, because I got a copy of the paperwork, that it was Bob Arum that was stopping Bud from fighting EJ.
It was
Bud said it in the lawsuit. Bob Arum had him to fight Mean Machine, and he paid him an extra $900,000 to fight Mean Machine. And after that, he had promised to get him the EJ fight, but he never got the $900,000, and he never got the EJ fight.
He was ducking down. He still ducked. He ducked. It won't just Bob Arum. It was a collective effort.
It wasn't no collective effort, because if you look at the time frame.
Hold on. That paperwork showed what Bud was mad at Bob. That paperwork is addressing Bud and Bob's problem. That doesn't negate what PBC did on their side and how
there was never no. That's why he's showing there was never an offer. It was never an offer to Earl. There was never an offer put on the table to Earl. That's why when they just in that video that you showed,
right,
that when they met behind the Mo Hooker fight, EJ said, call Al Heyman. He said, EJ said, I'll call Al Heyman right now. And Bob said, you don't know Al Heyman. He said, I talked to Al Heyman. He said, I'll call Al Heyman right now. And they asked Bob 9 times in that video, when can they get in the ring? Bob never answered them. In that video, they asked them 9 times, when can they get in the ring? Bob never answered the question.
So you still don't believe EJ ducked?
EJ didn't duck.
Yes,
and Bud even said it. Bud even said it was Bob that couldn't get in the
fight. No, we're not gonna put all that on Bob. That was EJ ducking. That was EJ ducking, PBC ducking. That was a collective effort. Just because Terrence is filing a suit, that doesn't mean it still wasn't a collective effort.
So how is EJ ducking when EJ's right there in his face and said, I'll call Al Heyman right now and we can make this fight now? And they said, Bob said, you don't know Al Heyman. He said, I'll call him right now. Bob started laughing. And then they said, when can they get in the ring? Bob never answered the question. So how is EJ ducking? He said it right there in his face. That's not a duck. That's saying we can make the fight right now. He said, if you want the fight right now, he said, I already have my plan in order. If you want to fight right now, the offer is 60-40. If you want to fight right now,
Listen, who is the A side in your opinion?
who is the A side?
Mm-hmm.
Earl is the A side.
So why don't he act like the A side?
That's what he just said. He just said, if you want to fight right now, the offer is 60. That's the A side giving you your offer. The offer is 60-40.
You see, we can't talk about words. Let's talk about actions. Did he send a contract?
I just told you. Why would he send a contract to a person that
calm down?
No, why would you send a contract to a person that refused the terms? You got to pay a lawyer to. You got to pay
negotiate. Why would you negotiate out in public when you don't do that with nobody else? Oh, that's specifically for Bob.
He don't have to negotiate with nobody else out in public because everybody else that he fought was on the PBC side.
That don't mean shit. You still got.
He don't have to do the negotiation.
That's not a legitimate reason to negotiate out in public. No, it's not.
Yes,
no,
it is
not.
because the same. Listen, you have to understand the same person that they're going to negotiate with is the same person you want to negotiate with. They work for this. They got the same promotion with the same advisor.
Is Mikey Garcia PBC?
Yeah, works with PBC.
He's PBC. So when he fought Earl, he was PBC, or he was just coming out his funk with whatever he was dealing with. He's independent, or he was PBC. I'm asking. Can you hear me? You still there? Are you still there? You still up? Best Pugilist said salute to Miss T. AJ said facts, Elder. ATL said Miss T, what's up, Queen? Miss T, I like you, but be real. It don't matter what you saying. Can you show any proof Bud Handler tried to even negotiate with PBC? No. Therefore, you don't have no proof of. Yeah, we do have proof. But we have proof that Bud never ducked. And I'm sure our Bob is going to say, here's my proof that I talked to PBC. You think Bob is not going to not have that part covered? I think it's a collective effort. I think Bob has a way of dealing with black fighters where he devalue them. And I think it's to PBC's best interest. You heard what Tim Smith said. Bud has no value. We're going to negate that happen because Bud put out a suit. Tim Smith said he has no value. We can't pay him. We can't afford to pay him. His record is not that much different from Canelo. And I'm not talking about the number of fights. I'm talking about the achievements. You have 40 million for Canelo. You can't even have 4 million for Bud because that's what he been getting. Tim Smith said he ain't got no value. When pretty much not interested. So I keep asking the question, if PBC was never interested in Bud, and I'm giving Earl the benefit of the doubt when I say this, if he was never interested in Bud, then did the PBC just keep that information to himself and let Earl keeps coming to him and say, hey, let's make the fight, but never telling Earl that, no, we have no interest in matching you up with Bud and we're not going to do it, and just let Earl be in the dark? Or did Earl know about how they felt the whole time? Because now we how Bud felt. Bud wasn't ducking.
Listen, you looking at it from a fan perspective. You also got to look at it from the business perspective. If their evidence showing that Bud doesn't sell on pay-per-view, why would they give Bud a $20 or $40 million deal for a pay-per-view fight if Bud cannot sell on pay-per-view?
No, you missing my point. I said you got 40 million for Canelo. Right? Bud and him pretty much got the same record.
No, they don't. Hold up. Not even close. Not even close.
Hold up. Hold tight, player. Yes, they do. How many divisions?
No, they don't. Not even close.
How many divisions was Canelo a champion in?
Canelo was the champion in 5 divisions.
4. He ain't at 5 yet.
Wait, 4. He not 5 yet, but 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many times was Canelo undisputed?
He was undisputed 1 time.
And that's recent, right? As of November 5th, right?
Yeah.
How many divisions was Bud a champion?
He was the champion in 3 divisions.
And how many
Canelo was
times
the champion
was
in
Bud-
4 divisions.
How many
Canelo
times?
was the champion. Canelo was the champion in 4 divisions.
You're bouncing around. How many
No,
times?
I'm answering your questions.
But you asked it, and I'm answering one by one. How many times you said? I asked you how many times was Bud a champion? Well, how many divisions? You said 3. I said now how many times?
4. It was 4. It was 4.
Bud is 3.
It was 4. He was a champion in 35. He was a champion. No, it was 3. I keep thinking he was in 30. No, 30. Okay. It was 3.
Let me quarterback. Hold on. Let me quarterback. So, at how many times was Bud undisputed?
Once.
Okay, so outside of Canelo having 1 division more as a championship, they pretty much got the same record. They both.
No, they don't.
They both. Have been, let me finish. They both have been 1 or number 2 in the last about 5 years on the pound for pound list, and that governs all of boxing, right?
That doesn't do anything.
If you can justify, and I'm talking to PBC, finding $40 million because Canelo was not worth $40 million, and he barely.
I'm about to tell you.
But hold on, if you could justify giving him $40 million, but you got a problem with even paying Bud what Bob was paying him, which is roughly $4 million, you don't think that that's a problem? You don't think?
Because their resume is nowhere near the same.
Oh, yes,
their
it
resume is no, it's not. You got to look. You got to look at you. Canelo's been a star ever since he fought Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather was the person that put him on the map. After he fought Floyd Mayweather, every single one of his fights has been with a top level fighter, and every single, I mean, whether they was at the end of their career or they was in the prime of their career, it was all the name of that fighter was a top level fighter. And not to mention, Canelo's has always did good numbers on pay-per-view. So you got to look at Canelo's numbers on pay-per-view. Even with the last fight that he fought, Caleb Plant, he had great numbers on pay-per-view. So that's what they look at. They look at what he's bringing to the table. We know he can bring in great pay-per-view numbers, so we can pay him this money. If you're not bringing in great pay-per-view numbers, what do we have to pay you with? We paying you out of our pocket, so we're losing money. They're not going to pay you if you're not bringing in anything. And that's what we keep trying to tell the people. You have to bring something to the table to ask for something. If you're not bringing anything, you can't demand a high number if you're not bringing in that money.
No, that's bullshit. He bring his record, and it doesn't matter how anybody feels, whether it's a good enough record or not. As far as that was a tomato can. None of that shit matters. None of them motherfuckers was undisputed. None of them motherfuckers went through 3 divisions. Earl hasn't went through.
You said they bringing in a record.
But what we do know.
Hold on. You say he's bringing in a record.
Listen, we can't both talk at the same time. So we got to.
You said he's bringing in a record. A record doesn't bring in fans.
But listen. It you can deserve what you deserve. You know, it ain't just about the pay-per-view. If that's the case, what about Lomachenko? They can do this fight.
Lomachenko fight on free TV.
Again, Dwayne, we both can't talk at the same time. But Lomachenko fight on free TV, but it gets paid. He attracts a lot of people to his events. Bud and Spence can have their fight without being pay-per-view if they wanted to, and they would still make money off of that. But they're gonna do pay-per-view. If Bud and Spence get together, that is going to make money. The PBC all but said they're not interested. They don't want what you want to pay Bud, $1 million.
Okay.
But
once again, listen.
That. We gotta pay Spence 15.
Listen.
Bud 1 or 2.
Listen.
Spence haven't done that. Bud did.
You said you gotta listen. You gotta listen because you're, like I said, you're looking at it from the fans' point of view. You're not looking at it from the business point of view. You cannot pay Bud no $10 million and pay Earl no 10, 20, I mean, 10, 15, $20 million, whatever you plan on paying. Say the fight is a $40 million fight.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they, and just for this conversation alone, they getting 50-50. So that's each one of them getting $20 million. You cannot have them fight on free TV getting $20 million. Where are they going to get the money from? The stadium is not going to pay them no $40 million. You have to put that on pay-per-view to pay for those fights. Because you still got to pay the other fighters that's fighting behind them. I mean, fighting before them. So you got to put it on pay-per-view in order to pay for those fights. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If he's not bringing,
let me ask you this. What is Bud value to you? What is his value to you?
As far as pay-per-view, as far as money?
No, overall, his whole career, you want to throw in pay-per-view, you can throw all that in. Because I always say, I really don't care about the money. I don't care.
Me personally, I'm gonna tell you what this fight is worth. This fight can get made at $35 million. Bud can get 15 million, Earl can get 20 million, and they can put it on pay-per-view. But Bud don't want EJ to make more money than him.
And you know that because where did you see that in writing or hear him say it out his mouth?
No, he said it out his mouth.
I don't want EJ to get more money than me. Where did he say that?
His whole camp said it. I'm trying to tell you, he has a Facebook group. Their camp is always talking about EJ's not getting more money than Bud. Bud accolades gets him paid more than EJ, and it doesn't work like that.
Hold on 1 second, Butter. I see you trying to come in. I keep bringing you in, and I don't know why it's not working. I don't know if you have to come out of your device and then come back in, and then try to come in. I'll send the link one more time because it should be working. Hold on, Dwayne. Let me send this link to her. So hold up, Dwayne. So in light of all the stuff that came, I sent you the link, Butter. In light of everything that came out, the Tim Smith, Bud suit, and all that, what's your conclusion? What you looking at? Because I told you the other day, a lot of things have happened. While I have finally come to the conclusion that EJ is ducking them, and until they make the fight, that's just how it's gonna be for me.
You can call it however you want to call it, but you the only one to see it that way. But
I'm not the only one. Is anybody else in the chat to see it the same way that I do? You can't say that, EJ. I mean, Dwayne.
Yes, I can, because the only person I see is you. I don't see nobody else. But what I'm saying is the value of Bud is roughly he brings in, I say, just off of Bud, not counting EJ, just Bud. He brings in roughly about 130 to 150 pay-per-view buys on an average. I'm giving him that. He doesn't do that, but I'm giving him that. He does 130 to 150 pay-per-view buys.
Are you talking about you talking about thousands, right? Or
yeah, I'm talking about 150,000.
Okay. Ooh, nigga, I was good.
No, I'm not talking about 150 people. 150,000.
I was going to give you the gong, so like boom, get the hell up out of it.
I'm saying that's what he brings in, and I'm giving him that because I give him a pass on that first pay-per-view that only did 50,000. I give him a pass on that. But
how much pay-per-view do you think Earl bring in?
Earl brings in on an average 300,000. Every one of his fights has did none less than. Earl has never did less than 300,000.
He hasn't? I think he did.
No, he doesn't. His first pay-per-view with Mikey Garcia was 350,000. His second pay-per-view with Sean Porter was 325,000. His last pay-per-view with Danny Garcia was 300,000. He's never did under 300,000.
He didn't do a pay-per-view with Kell Brook?
No, Kell Brook, that was before he even did any pay-per-view. His first pay-per-view was Mikey and his first pay-per-view.
So it's not with Danny bringing in or Sean bringing in or Mikey bringing in.
You can say what Danny bring in, what Mikey bring in, what Sean bring in. He still brings in 300,000 because Sean just did a pay-per-view with Bud and he didn't do 300,000. He did 135.
So the mark, because I remember pay-per-view numbers being talked about going way back to like Tyson, but really I remember more about the Floyd Mayweather generation. And there was a set benchmark that was way up there. So who made the new benchmark? Who made the benchmark that 300 was good, or how, explain that one, because I really don't know.
300, we say 300 is good off of the fact of you're never going to hit you're nowadays 300 is a good pay-per-view because you're never going to hit that Floyd Mayweather Manny Pacquiao era. That was an anomaly. You're never going to hit that again. You're never going to hit that. The only people that hit that was
Wilder.
The Paul brothers, and that was because they was bringing in the UFC fighters fans as well because they were fighting UFC fighters. So they was bringing those fans in as well.
What do Wilder bring in?
Wilder,
mm-hmm.
Wilder and Fury.
Yeah,
their fight. I believe they said their fight did like 700,000. That trilogy.
Nah, I think it did way more than that.
No, I don't think it was more than that. They didn't hit $1 million.
Y'all
I think it was 700,000.
You guys always, like I said, when you're talking Earl and Bud, the reason why I shied away from it for a long time is because it's always, like Earl is gospel, like he's the king or whatever. You divide, not saying you per se, but when I say you, Spence fans will devalue Bud. They move the goalposts. This is what I've been privy to over the last couple of years. They set benchmarks for him. They're always telling him what he should do. You're mad because he signed with Bob. And then, to me, that's one of them things you can be mad when it first happened, but to talk about it every year after, because we all know when you sign a contract, you locked in. And then just all the stuff. And then to find out that PBC never wanted to do business, will not do business with Bud, and doesn't place any value in Bud. So if again, for me, I can't sit here and act like Spence don't know that. It's possible. It is very possible he might not know that. But I think it's highly, highly impossible for me to see that he would not know how the PBC felt about Bud. Now, I'm saying that about the PBC. I ain't said nothing about Spence yet. As far as did he do this or did he do that? I see Spence say, I'm going to clean up my side of the street. He talks specifically about Sean Porter. And now it's Ugas. You go out your way to pay step aside so you can fight Ugas. You make the fight with Manny. Manny didn't have nothing to give you. Mikey didn't have nothing to give you. Mikey and you went 50-50. We ain't know nothing about y'all business until after the fact. Sean and you went 50-50. We ain't know nothing about your business until after the fact. Danny and you went 60-40. But everything with Bud is court of public opinion. And then, like I said, it started broke the camel back for me is that nut shit that fucking Tim Smith was talking about. In the end of the day, Spence is ducking. And I know I ain't the one to feel that way.
Who you say got 50-50 with Earl?
Mikey and Porter.
Porter didn't get 50-50 with Earl.
What'd he get?
It was 60-40.
He got 50-50.
No, he did not. He got 60-40. But BFTB just broke down the whole numbers. He got 60-40.
Danny got 60.
The only person that got 50. The only person that got 50-50 with Earl was Mikey Garcia, and that was because that was Mikey and Earl Spence's first pay-per-view fight.
But why did he fight Mikey in the first place? I get it. Mikey called him out.
Mikey called him out.
He could have fought Bud. It's like
okay, but are you going to let me answer the question? You asked me a question. You let me answer.
But hold on. Just like y'all say, Bud could have did this, that, and the other. Earl could have fought Bud. Why Mikey? I don't care about the fact that he called you out. I rolled with all that shit. And I ain't say nothing. I legitimately can feel that Earl has ducked. I know I'm not the only one to see it that way. And it ain't just because I'm a Bud fan. I have been more than fair for a while. Mostly on my show, I played the middle. I'm not gonna play it no more. I'm not buying no more PBC fights neither. I mean, it shut you down. You done? Or you want to speak?
I was waiting for you to finish because you said you were still asking, so I was waiting for you to finish.
Go ahead.
Now the reason why he fought Mikey Garcia was because Mikey Garcia called him out. Mikey Garcia also was a big name in boxing. He was a top 5 pound for pound fighter. He was a 3 or 4 division champion, and that was Errol Spence's first pay-per-view. That fight, what catapulted Earl to the pay-per-view star that he is now. And that's the reason why Earl fought him. It was to get his name out there and make him a pay-per-view star. So that's why he fought Mikey Garcia. It had nothing to do with no belts or anything because Mikey didn't have any belt. Mikey was moving to the division.
And he should have fought Bud. He should have. Let me get some of these chat. He should have fought Bud.
He couldn't have fought Bud because Bud went to go fight daggone Jeff Horn.
Bud has proven that he's been asking for Errol Spence for a minute, and he ain't been getting it. It ain't Bud fault. Who fault it is?
Yeah, we know who fault it is. It's Bob. He told you.
No,
who
it's
it was.
some got to do with the PBC.
So when the man, when Bud tell you who fault it is, it wasn't Bud. It's EJ Duncan. But Bud told you it was Bob that couldn't get him a fight.
I arrived at my conclusion for a combination of things. I played the middle.
No, you keep saying EJ Duck. You didn't say it was Bob. You said EJ Duck.
EJ Duck. You just don't want to accept.
He didn't.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, if that's the case, then Bud ducked EJ. When EJ came back from his accident, he said, "I want to fight Terrence Crawford or Manny Pacquiao because they were the two that had the belt." And Bud said, "I'm not fighting him off his car accident." So that means he ducked him.
But, buddy,
that means he ducked him.
EJ ducked him. You guys you don't want to accept it.
He ducked him.
He's been ducking Bud.
That's a blatant duck. That's a blatant duck. When the man said, "I want to fight you," and he said, "I don't want to fight you coming off your car accident," that's a blatant duck because he went in there with Danny Garcia and beat the shit out of Danny Garcia.
But Earl been ducking him for years. Years. And that's
let you tell it. Let you tell it.
It's not just me. You guys, you Earl Spence fans.
I don't see anybody. I see you. You don't even want to say that because all of the Bud fans, the true Bud fans, they already know what it is.
Well, we can ask the chat. You can ask the chat if I'm the only one to see it.
I ain't talking about y'all Bud sexuals. I say Bud fans. Not y'all Bud sexuals.
Who's Bud sexuals in here, Dwayne?
The ones that keep saying EJ Duck, those are Bud sexuals because everybody knows what the truth is. And he came out and told you. And the people who told you what it was.
And the people who are repping EJ are what? They regular fans? Or they
the people that is what?
You said the ones that's telling you that EJ Duck are Bud sexuals. But then the people who saying that Bud Duck, what are they?
I never said Bud Duck. I said if you want to say EJ Duck, then when EJ came back from his car accident and Bud said he didn't want to fight him coming back from his car accident, I said then Bud ducked him. Because that's a blatant duck. So
basically, anybody who see things in favor of Bud is a Bud sexual, but what is EJ fans?
They're Bud sexual when the man told you what it was. He didn't say that EJ ducked him. He said Bob couldn't get me to fight.
You're not gonna answer.
He said Bob couldn't get me to fight. And in his paperwork, he clearly say Bob didn't get him to fight. So he's telling you it was Bob. It ain't had nothing to do with EJ.
Tim Smith was saying what? So we're gonna negate everything that Tim Smith said. Let me get some of these chats. Texas Bad Boys 007 say your channel will grow when you truly respect the grind these men put themselves in along with the fuckery in boxing. You don't have to follow Fred, no shade, but what's unique about Up channel, it'll wait. Hold on. Okay, let me go up. Dwayne, did we lose you or you just peeled out? AJ, I want to see Bud Spence get it on. All of us did, but they don't. EJ and PBC don't want to see it. He said, AJ said Bob's a chump. Super Bros X said Bud ain't asked for 20 to 40 million. Yeah, I mean, they want to put the business on the street. Like Spence, y'all set the bar and the benchmark at everything Spence do. You know, the benchmark for pay-per-view, it was set by Mayweather. Once Mayweather left, we're going to pick a new benchmark, and it just so happened to be whatever Spence do. You know, Canelo did what? Double what Spence did. So if Canelo bringing them numbers, then we can't say that nobody's really going to do those type of numbers. Canelo still didn't get over 1 million pay-per-views, but he doubled with Spence, more than double what Spence did. But Spence is good numbers. Cause why? Cause they said it. AJ, Canelo ain't worth no 50 million. He sure as hell ain't. Texas Bad Boys 007. He said, laugh my ass off and see. I'm glad you can't get Fred off the barbershop to agree with you about EJ, and that's because Fred's been covering him since 2015 to 2016. I hate you play. I don't know what you mean. Texas Bad Boy. Super Bros X said he emotional. Yeah, he got emotional today because I think it was that E-Thriller motherfucking Picasso motherfucking photo that I had to display. Hey, look, we was in an art gallery today. That's what it was. I told you I was going to play it, whether he here or not, but I had to ask permission. Butter, hold tight. Hey, girl. Hey, Butter. I don't know if we can hear you, but I'm cooking over here. AJ said they could split the 40 million with Spence and Bud. They can do a whole lot of stuff. PGH Big Dog said Queen T is all about the numbers. Yeah, it can be about the numbers. E-Thriller clapping his hands. He said, I stand with Miss T. Super Bro said, I see it the same way. Bold and Understanding said EJ is ducking. And E-Thriller said, that's not true. I think he was talking about when he was saying what he was saying. If they can pay Canelo 40 mil, they can split Spence and Crawford 40 mil. That's what all I was trying to say. When I said, did I not prove that Canelo and Bud kind of had the same record? Now, Canelo kind of matched it up with Bud when he just got undisputed, but he has 4 division. He's a 4 division champ. Bud is a 3 division champ. They both have undisputed. Is that not kind of the same? One is worth 40 million. And it's coming from broke ass PBC, but you don't got $4 million to give Bud, because that's what Tim Smith said. He asking for too much, but you ain't never sat down to talk to him for you to even know if he asks for too much. You just going by what he normally make, and all of a sudden he don't have that value, but Canelo is valued at 40 million. Canelo could come in and ask for 40 million, but Bud can't even get 4. And they have been 1 or number 2 for the last 5 years on a pound for pound list. Make that make sense. Bold and Understanding said, E-Thriller said, salute. He said Earl and Danny did 250. His numbers are on the decline. Yeah, they would say they make up some shit. Tim Smith was the straw that broke the camel's back. Anybody who watched me before know. And Demetrius, my day one, my ace boom coon, I have never made a declarative statement either way. I try to be fair and play the middle. But this bullshit, I'm not playing the middle no more. Because they've been fucking with Bud all this time, and that nigga was right. All this time. E-Thriller, the Black Picasso said, what up at Bold? And AJ said, that was the first pay-per-view. B-Mac is in a building, was popping king. He said, greetings to you, Miss T. I'm getting through y'all chats. He said, what up, B-Mac? He said, stop it, Slim. Spence last pay-per-view was 250. Spence pay-per-view has been declining each fight. It's Actamundo. B-Back, salute. And what it do, E-Thriller, my brother? And he said, what it do? Porter got 50-50. He sure did. I knew I wasn't crazy. Porter, see, your numbers all over the place, bro. You inaccurate. Stop the bullshit. Slim Porter got 50-50. This nigga named he named a YouTuber as his source. Tim Smith for shit. Bud been calling out Spence. Why is Spence still ducking? And again, if Spence if he is the A side, then act like it. Everybody want to be a chief, and there's not enough Indians. But then when it's time to be a chief, y'all, you only want the perks and the bells and whistles of being the chief, or being the leader. But you don't never want to do the hard shit that come with it neither. You gotta deal with both sides. If you are the leader, then lead. Or sit down and shut the fuck up. This is simple. You're the leader, send over the deal. Nobody as of yet has proven that anybody sent the contract and sat down and tried to negotiate with this man. And they said, well, why Bud didn't do it? Clearly, as the Spence fans say, he's not the A side. Take the initiative. If you want to know how that look, ask Floyd Mayweather. Ask those fighters that came before y'all. This is so different and so emotional and everything. And I sat back and I let them just tear Bud apart all the time. I'm listening, I don't say nothing because I really don't want to be argumentative. But they on some other shit. E Thriller said he couldn't get his name out there with Crawford. EJ made up a whole bunch of excuses. He did. Mikey got his ass whooped. He sure did. I see something. You see this ass whooping? E Thriller, you hear this shit and both. Eric Solano, Porter didn't get 50-50. A lot of Bud fans on here. It's not that many. It's just a couple of. And it's Spence fans. My boy Demetrius likes Spence. I don't begrudge you for liking Spence. Spence need to fight Bud. But in light of all this new information that's come out with the suit, again, with Tim Smith, that was it for me. That proved right there that it was some fugazi shit all along. I'm here. I'm taking care of something real quick. I got you. Spence fans like to tell half truths. They'll make up anything to prove them weak ass points. And Birdman says, salute, Queen, aka Miss T. Birdman. Where you been, baby? Salute to you too, King. Let me say hi to Butter. What's up, Butter? Go on and unmute yourself and say hi. Butter gonna say, I don't know if I want to come in here. Butter, what's up? Can't hear you. Oh, you was in there good, Butter. We just couldn't hear you. Carmen said she running a little late. She gonna come in. Santos, baby. What's poppin', King? Speak that ish, Miss T. No doubt. I miss you guys. Birdman, you gonna have to explain to me where the hell you been. You've been absent for a long time. So you got some explaining to do, mister. For those of y'all looking at it on Facebook, you guys can chime in. As I said, come into the YouTube and hit like and subscribe if you never have. You can still fall back and listen. My number is open 706-804-4449. That's 706-804-4449. And guess what? I don't even have it up. So hold tight. It's a quick fix. Usually it's up. Yeah. I think, what y'all think? I think it was the video. Dwayne, my boy, now don't get me wrong. I like him. He cool peeps. But something, I don't know what he be on. When he be on that spin shit. The shit don't make sense. I just showed you a video. And to my knowledge, y'all correct me. E Thriller, it was your video. This phone lines are up, y'all. It was your video. From how I heard it, he was saying, like, basically directing them to go fight him. I didn't hear that they had a contract. Dwayne is back. Hold on, let me get some chats, Dwayne. Birdman said,
you hear me?
Yeah. Hold on, let me get these chats. I'm not a Bud fan. I don't think are ducking. It's just the powers that be fucking shit up. They will promote these whack ass fighters, but not the real good fights. That's what we want to see. Butter, keep trying. And he said at Centos. Okay.
That's better.
I didn't hear that in the video. Maybe somebody else, because I played the video. I could play the video one more again, and I'm gonna try to hear it. This time I'm gonna roll it back a little further, just so I can hear. Because you said just before we go, Dwayne, you're saying that he already was under contract to fight Jeff Horn. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, he was already under contract to fight Jeff Horn. Okay,
so let me see. Let me roll it back just a little bit, just skosh. Where is it at? Hold up. I'm gonna roll it back. Gonna play a little bit of you, E Thriller.
Proof that Earl Spence is ducking Terrence Bud Crawford. This is part number 13, y'all. So I mean, I hope you got your popcorn. I hope you got your drink. I hope you got your motherfucking.
Motherfucker. This one I'm about to. I gotta do it again. Hold up. For some reason, it didn't want to work. Bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. Okay. Now it should work.
And snacks, whatever you got to get.
Tell me if y'all can hear it. If y'all can't hear it, let me know.
Now, DJ E Thriller, roll them clips.
Do you ask Terrence Crawford? You said you gonna stand right there. Well, then come on. Would you like that fight?
Man, yeah, of course, it's a fight that I consider. Right now, it's me and Keith Thurman. I want Keith Thurman. That's the top fight that I want.
But this
Terrence Crawford is a good fighter, but he had no belts that 147.
Yeah.
You know, it's a guy that's retired rank named Jeff Horn that got a belt.
Right.
When he go get that belt, and then he come over here, and then we'll fight.
A few moments later.
End of 2019.
Hey,
did you not say that?
Did you not say that? This is what I'm saying.
I read it all.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I read it all too. Terrence Crawford, wait till he get a belt.
Yeah. But this Terrence Crawford is a good fighter, but he had no belts at 147.
Yeah.
You know, it's a guy that's retired rank named Jeff Horn that got a belt.
Right.
When he go get that belt, and then he come over here, and then we'll fight.
He did nothing in the welterweight today. When he get the belt, you want to go over there. Keith Thurman want to go over there, and now y'all want to say, "Oh, I ain't fought nobody," but I got a belt now, so okay.
Sean Porter got a belt too.
So now
Sean Porter got a belt. So why want to go to the easy road and not Sean Porter out?
This nigga's scared. Ain't nobody scared, man. I just told you I had a DJ Saturday night. Fuck that shit.
Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? Bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Yeah, but not that smart.
Bro, I'm gonna cook.
Well, I be goddamn.
So I gotta ask you, Dwayne. Somebody playing music.
Oh, that's me.
Okay. All right. So I gotta ask you, Dwayne. I just listened to it really carefully. There was nothing in there that would indicate that Bud has already signed a contract with Jeff Horn. Nothing from what Earl Spence said. So I'm assuming that this was all before. That was clearly Earl Spence directing him to go fight Jeff Horn. And you're going to say that that's not what you heard? Man. We can't, Butter, if you listening, we cannot hear you. I'm going to text her too. Right here. I don't know. Coming through the chat.
I said, you're assuming. And I said, you know what assuming, what they say about assuming. Because if you clearly know, before Bud came to the division, there was 3 champions. There was Keith Thurman, Jeff Horn, and Earl Spence. So why would he direct him to Jeff Horn? If you say he's trying to direct him from himself, why would he direct him to Jeff Horn when there's Keith Thurman sitting right there? He wasn't. Errol Spence wasn't fighting Keith Thurman because Keith Thurman already said he wasn't fighting Errol Spence. So why wouldn't he direct Bud to Keith Thurman? That's what I'm trying to tell you. He was already signed to fight Jeff Horn.
Did you just not hear him direct Bud to Jeff Horn? Or did I just
like I said, look at the date. Oh, you can't even look at the date of the actual video because it's somebody chopped and screwed the video. But if you look at the date of the actual interview, you will see it was the time when Bud had already signed to fight Jeff Horn.
B-Mac
he fought Jeff Horn. He signed the contract to fight Jeff Horn in, I believe it was March. They postponed the fight because they wanted to have the fight on the ESPN app. So they end up fighting in June.
And you can tell that by that video, because when I look at that video, all I hear is somebody bring up Bud and confront EJ with it, and he direct him to Jeff Horn. There was no contract. I don't get that Bud signed the contract out of that conversation. I don't get that fight was made when they had that conversation. I see EJ directing them over there saying basically,
and I'm telling you, I'm telling you, I know when the video was made because BFTV had the whole video on his BFTV had the whole video on his live stream. It was made after Bud had already signed the contract. Not that video that you're watching, but the actual interview. It was made after Jeff Horn had already signed to fight Bud Crawford. We didn't already see the whole interview. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You watching a video that's been chopped and screwed.
I don't think that video was chopped and screwed. Brian Mackey, you want to get in on this?
Yeah, I would definitely want to get in. Greetings to you, Miss T. How you doing?
What's good, player?
All right. I don't know with this gentleman. How you doing, man? I'm gonna keep it respectful. I'm just that your points, man, is just incorrect. You talking about the video, and I don't know which part are you talking about. You talking about the initial video where Errol Spence said, he got Jeff Horn problems, and he got a contract with Jeff Horn. Yes, that's true, because he told him to go get a belt. He told him to go get a belt on ESPN in order to fight him in the first place. And then that's the same video right there that he said at a second time he needed to go get a belt. So the second part of the video is after that when he was at the Maurice Hooker fight, when they was talking face to face, and he said, then you told me to go get a belt, Keith Thurman get a belt. I did that, got a belt. So what's up now? And he said, well, Sean Porter got a belt. So what's up then? So that's when you get where you say, well, you're a smart man, but you're not that smart. Why don't I go ahead and fight Sean Porter and take the easy route? He didn't want no parts of Bud. Everything you saying, man, you getting from a YouTuber that is that's biased, that's incorrect. You need to look at the numbers. Errol Spence pay-per-views has been declining. He did 350, then he did 300, and then he did 250. Well, look it up. See, look at it. Don't go from BTFB because he's a PBC fanatic. Yes, and don't you see he did under 300,000 this last fight?
No, what I see is they first estimated his pay-per-view numbers to be 325. And
no.
His pay-per-view, because you don't have a definite. You don't have
because and what does it say? Look at it, man. If you look at sport news and whatever else, it says he did an excess of 250. That's it. And they try to use excess.
No, it doesn't. That's not.
Look it up, fam. No, you don't. From where? What source? What source?
I'm not giving you my source because that's my source.
What you mean? I'm telling you from. All you gotta do is Google it, fam.
I have his actual paper.
What you mean?
And I have his actual person.
It's right there. All you gotta do is Google it. It ain't hard. All you gotta do is Google it.
What you Google?
I did.
From eSports. That's
what you mean, eSports? I said sport news. I mean, it don't matter which one you put it up there, fam. You go sportingnews.com, which is credible.
And I'm telling you,
hey, bro.
They estimated it at first at 325, and then they said his pay-per-view numbers did 300,000.
But ain't nothing up there to say 300. It said an access of 250. All you gotta do is Google. See, the difference is you don't even want to give a source. I'm looking at Google, fam. I'm looking at Google, fam. What's your source? What's your source?
You're looking at.
I'm looking at Sport News. What website you looking at?
I'm not looking at Scrap News.
Now, what you want to see? That's a credible website. What are you looking at?
I'm not looking at Scrap News.
So what are you looking at?
I'm looking at the same website where.
What's the name of it, fam?
Where Rick Geisler get all his information.
What's the name of it, fam? What's the name of it? No, I'm asking you. I did my research. I put it out there. See, you ain't got none because you said you wasn't even gonna do it. Hey, Sport News also say Porter versus. What you mean? I'm right here. I don't need to come to your channel on Monday. We right here right now.
That's where you'll see.
We right here right now. What you mean?
That's where you'll see that. You come to my channel.
What you mean? I need to see it. Look, I'm showing you right now what's going on. You ain't got no. See, you going with narratives, fam. Also on Sport News, Earl Spence and Sean Porter both got $2 million apiece. 50-50. That's guaranteed money.
No.
Exactly.
Actually, what you're looking at,
bro, that's guaranteed
money. Listen,
exactly.
What you're looking at is that guaranteed money.
Splits was not disclosed, bro. Splits was not disclosed. Listen. If his guarantee was guaranteed is guaranteed, Slim. Hey, Slim. Hey, look. Guarantee was guaranteed. Did they get the same guarantee? Did they get the same guarantee? Man, did they get the same guarantee, fam?
Because you
no
60-40, you get your 60-40 off the pay-per-view number.
Hey bro, a guarantee is a guarantee, right?
That's what you get your
whatever else ain't whatever guarantee that. We don't know that number.
At the end of the fight.
Hey bro, what's your guarantee? What's your guarantee, man? Hey bro, but it's still the same.
I'm trying to tell you if you stop talking over and listen. If you stop talking and listen,
he might have got a bigger split at the back end. Bro, but we not talking about back end money. That's the thing. Spence probably did get a bigger split. What you mean? The guarantee is your purse? What you mean?
That's where you get your
the guarantee is where your split come in.
When they do a split, you get it off the back end.
Hey, tell me something. When Floyd, tell me something. Did everybody get the same guarantee that Floyd got? Fuck no, they didn't. No, because no, it wasn't that. Oh, you get $5 million and I get $5 million and then I'm gonna get 80 on the back end. No, that's not how splits work, man.
Everybody at PBC get roughly the same the same split. I mean, the same guarantee.
They low and they get back in.
Everybody at PBC get roughly the same guarantee.
And they low and they back in, fam.
$2 million. They make their money on the back.
That's
end.
right.
That's how they do their business.
That's how they do their business. Exactly. So if I get $1 or $2 million and then I get a couple of million on the back end, as a person, you want your money up front, right? You don't want to gamble on what might happen. I want my money up front.
If I know this is a big fight, I don't want no $5 million up front, and I know that the fight is going to do $60 million.
What you talking about? I want $5 million up front, and I want back end. I want the most money I can get. I don't want a small ass guarantee and then split the back end. I want as much money as I want guaranteed, and then we're gonna split the back end. That don't make sense what you saying, fam.
And I'm telling you, the way PBC do.
Hey, Slim. Hey, look here. The bottom line is this PBC, but you spit. But it don't matter what PBC do.
You with PBC. The only way you can get the fight is with PBC.
He can do whatever he wants to. It don't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter.
He don't have a network. He don't have the promotion.
Hey, you just spitting out incorrect information that you don't have. That you don't have no sources for. I asked you what your source was for. You was like, I ain't giving up my source. Well, I'm telling. Well, you can't spit it. That's not having receipts, fam.
On Monday.
That ain't.
And I said you can see the website.
Bro, can I ask you a question for a second, bro? Can I ask you a question?
Hold on, Bo. We can't hear y'all at the same time. I let y'all go back and forth, but we can't hear y'all at the same time. But I'm gonna let Bo get in here, and so can we just let him speak? I'm gonna unmute y'all now. Go ahead, Bo.
Hey, your name is Demetrius, right?
No. That's Dwayne.
Oh, Dwayne. I'm sorry about that. Hey, my man, I just trying to figure out. Like, here's my question to you: Do you think Forbes.com is a credible source? Just asking a question.
Dwayne. I unmute y'all. They mute themselves. He talking to you, Dwayne. Dwayne, you can unmute. He talking.
What was the question?
Hey, do you believe Forbes.com is a credible source?
I can't hear you.
Do you believe that
Forbes.com?
Yeah, Forbes. Do you believe Forbes is a credible source?
Forbes.com?
Forbes, Forbes, Forbes.
Do I believe they would be a credible website?
Credible source, a credible source.
Depending on what source you're looking for.
No, Forbes. That's what I'm saying.
It depends on what you're looking for, because any sport website can be a credible website. It depends on what you're looking for. If you're trying to find out what credibility you're looking for, it depends on what you're looking for.
I'm saying, do you believe Forbes is credible? Yes or no?
Bo, he don't know what Forbes is. He don't know what Forbes is, bro.
Yeah, because I was going to say, man, I mean, because what I was going to say is Forbes is reporting it, and Forbes is one of the most reliable, sources when it comes to finances and everything. And it doesn't matter what sport you play. It doesn't matter if you're a celebrity and acting and whatever. They're going to give you the source because they get all of their stuff from credible people. And even in Forbes, they said that Sean Porter and Earl Spence both made, they had a 50-50 purse split. And they said they both made $2 million. And they got to share the pay-per-view buys. Now, it doesn't specifically say who got the lion's share of the pay-per-view buys. But on top of that, I'm just trying to figure out where you getting your sources from when you saying that Earl Spence is making more money on the back end, as if Sean Porter didn't make anything on the back end.
I didn't say Sean Porter didn't make anything on the back end.
Okay, well, he didn't make as much as Earl. My bad. He ain't make as much as Earl.
He didn't get the same.
Now, where you getting that source from? I'm just wondering, like, where you getting that source from?
YouTubers. He get it from YouTubers, bro. BTFB in them. That's why. When I talked to him the first time, he didn't have a source in the beginning. He's like, I ain't gonna tell you my source because you don't have one, fam.
We're not gonna name other channels.
Yeah, he don't want to name the channels he getting it from. That's all. It ain't credible. How you don't know what Forbes is? Really?
Hey man, I think y'all backed that buddy into a corner. Man. Shout out to Miss T. What's popping, Miss T?
What's going on, King?
Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. I'm really enjoying your show, Queen. Salute.
Thank you. I ain't see you down the bottom. I was like,
"No, you good. I know how it be, man. With these comments and everybody going back and forth in the chat. I know it get hectic. You good? Do your thing."
I knew when Brian came in, boy. Ooh.
Oh yeah, B-Mac a dog.
He lit it up.
B-Mac a dog. He had that boy scrambling, man. That boy didn't see it all.
That's what I was saying. I played the video. That's why I asked you, can I play your video?
Oh, absolutely. But see, this is my thing though, Miss T. Dudes like him. Okay, let's just say for the sake of the argument, he had the contract in place to fight Jeff Horn. That's not the goddamn point. The point of the matter is, whenever he got the damn belt, he stepped to Earl Spence before he had a fight with Mikey Garcia, right?
Mm-hmm.
That nigga said, why not go the easier route and fight Sean Porter? Oh, I'm going to fight Manny. He said, I'm going to fight Danny. I'm going to fight this person. Oh, he didn't mention Terrence Crawford? Nah, he didn't mention you. So, I mean, what are we even talking about?
Yeah.
What are we even talking about? There's no need to send a contract if you're Bob Arum. This nigga clearly laid out the play. He went from go get a belt, and once you get the belt, but shit, I'm going to go the easier route. I'm going to fight all these niggas before I fight you. That's where that whole side of the street bullshit come in.
Mm-hmm.
None one now. And shout out to Miss T. Y'all hit the like button for Miss T out here, man. Get them algorithms up. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. I'm telling you, like that's what I've been trying to tell him. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. I like Dwayne, but he be caught up in that Spence train, and
why he can't tell us his sources though? Like, where they do
Yeah.
that at? And then why we gotta wait until Monday? Let's get it popping right now.
Yeah,
we
it's
here.
like- it's
A
like-
nigga
it's
can't
like
walk
you
up to
try-
me and slap me in my face, right? And then I say, "Oh, I'm gonna double back and get you on." No, nigga, it's on now. It's up. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Miss T, I mean, excuse me, I'm gonna say something. I'm let you know. No, I ain't always, like this, and sometimes I am. So I ain't gonna lie about that. But the thing about it is that I didn't like sitting back and I was just listening for the last 10, 15 minutes. But see, to me, I know, you say you like him, it might be cool, but when he was talking to you, see, he had all that strong vigor, and, when he was talking to you a certain kind of way, and I felt a certain kind of way about it. So now talk to me like that, though. So talk to me like that. See, I can talk with you. Don't talk to the woman like that, because he was like, yeah, you the only one on here. Now what? Now what? So now, talk to me like that. Talk to us. Talk to a man like that. I ain't trying to, try to question his manhood or nothing, but I'm just saying that at the end of the day, don't be strong like that with you. And then back out when we come out here. It is what it is. That's all. Shout out to everybody.
Look, you got a strong voice, and all of you guys got a strong voice. You guys know what you know, and you saying what you know. I'm not a yeller per se. I can at times, but it's not me. I can't sustain that. So I'll just keep talking. In the end, it didn't bother me. I know I think he was, and I love you, Dwayne. I'm saying this with love. I think it's because I played that video, but I told him earlier this week that I was gonna play that video.
Oh yeah, my videos make niggas tight. It make niggas real uncomfortable, Miss T.
Crazy part about
that's what it's supposed to do.
Yo, the crazy part about it is when you played that video, this dude started playing the radio, like as if he wasn't even trying to hear the video for a second. Because remember when you started,
it was damaging.
Yeah, that joint was getting into him deep. He's like, man, I'm gonna play my radio on my car.
And really, the whole reason for me making that part number 13, I think that was the one you was playing, Miss T, was just to show the people that he did not start off saying, "Oh, I'm gonna clean up my side of the street." No, he said specifically, "You go get the belt. Once you get the belt, we can line it up." That was the entire premise of that whole video, was to debunk that narrative, because everybody loved to say, "Oh, well, he just sticking to his plan. He's just doing what he said from the beginning." When that's not factual. That's all.
Yeah, and what I gleaned from it is that people did come to Earl in the beginning when Bud first came into the whether Terrence went to Earl or whether other people will bring the name of, how you see how that guy said, what about Bud or whatever. They did come to him and he had directed him elsewhere. We all know, all of us can agree that Keith Thurman was directing folks elsewhere. He was playing trap like a motherfucker. We all know that. That's not in dispute. But when you say that about Earl, people say, no. I remember that stuff. I remember this side of the street. I remember this narrative and that narrative. And I just sat back. I was like, okay. Because what I didn't want is for this to be so hot that, I don't want to choose. I like them both. And I've always said that I like them both. There's a lot of things I like about Earl, but between Earl and Bud easy all the way and twice on Sunday. And if I'm wrong, hey, I will come back in here that Monday and I'll let people get on and I'll sit back and be quiet and be like, hey, Earl got him. But I don't think Earl can beat Bud. And I just sat back and let everybody, whatever. Tim Smith was the straw that broke the camel back for me. That shit he said. And this suit that Bud got now, that doesn't negate what Tim Smith said.
Exactly.
And and like you said, E Thriller, I'm not gonna look at the suit and say, oh, now it was just Bob. It was just Bob. I can't sit here and think that PBC, according to Tim Smith, doesn't have value in Bud and don't want to see that and don't want to make it. And if PBC works with Earl, don't you think that's some information they need to tell him? Or am I the only one to feel that way? Like I don't see how PBC cannot tell Earl, we ain't never making a fight with Bud. And you have Earl walking around here looking crazy, like, yeah, I want the fight. But PBC ain't never gonna let it go down. I mean, nobody can answer that question for me.
Yeah, I think they already. I don't think they already told him that. To be honest with you.
Well, I would love for Mr. Dwayne to pull back up and answer this question for everybody in the chat and everybody on the panel. Why haven't we heard anything about the numbers in pertaining to Ugas and Errol Spence? I mean, can everybody see that his energy is a hell of a lot different when it comes to Ugas opposed to a Terrence Crawford? I'll wait.
Yeah.
Right.
We ain't heard nothing about no splits. We ain't heard nothing about he ain't did nothing or he ain't beat this per. Like, we ain't heard nothing about that when it come to Ugas.
Yeah.
No.
Denise said, salute. I check you out later, Miss T. Dwayne, a good dude. We Spence fans. I bid you good night. I'm not arguing or getting upset over a fight that I don't believe is happening this year. Demetrius, you cool. I'm not mad at Dwayne either. They just talking. Like Dwayne was talking with vigor. These guys talk with vigor. Miss T probably just don't, but that's just me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad at that. Me and Dwayne debate all the time. There you go. He back. What's up, Dwayne?
What's going on?
Did you ask the question again, Casso?
Yeah, what up, Dwayne? Hey, man, I was just wondering because most of you Errol Spence fans love to bring up the numbers and the mean Terrence Crawford's resume and, his lack of pay-per-view and shit like that, right? But why haven't we heard nothing in pertaining to Yordenis Ugas? We ain't heard Earl say nothing about no purse splits. We ain't heard him say, oh, he can't sell. We ain't heard him say, oh, he ain't fought nobody. He ain't like, why is the energy so different?
Well, I will tell you like this. As far as Ugas is the same thing as Sean Porter, same thing as Danny Garcia, same thing as Mikey Garcia. Nobody ever heard them bring up the purse split or the pay-per-views or none of that stuff when it came to them because they all under the PBC banner. It only came to light because Bud was with Top Rank, and Bud said he was the A side, and Earl said he was the A side, and so it came out with the pay-per-view numbers and all that, and Earl offered the 60-40. Well, Earl didn't offer 60-40. Earl said, I believe it should be 60-40 or whatever. Because he was asked in the interview, they said Bob Erm said it should be a 50-50 split. He said it doesn't seem, the lady said it didn't seem like you was happy about it. And he said, no, I believe it should be 60-40, but I let Al Heyman do my negotiation. He knows what I'm worth, and Bob Erm knows what Bud is worth. So whatever they say it is, that's what it is. So that's how it came out as far as the pay-per-view numbers and the purse split. It's not about the fighter itself. It came out because he was under Top Rank and he decided he felt like he should have been the A side, and everybody on PBC and Earl fans believe that Earl should be the A side because Earl has 2 belts. He's a bigger pay-per-view star, and so they figured that he should be the A side. So that's how it came out like that. But far as Ugas, he's under the same promotional banner as PBC. Same thing with Sean Porter and Danny Garcia. You never heard about a pay-per-view numbers. You never heard about a purse split with them because they under the same promotional banner. So you don't have to hear those arguments because they're talking to the same person. So he's going to decide what he feels what his fighters should get because they under his brand. The same thing like with Top Rank. You never hear about Top Rank fighters talking about purse splits or pay-per-view numbers because they under the same company. So Bob Erm gives the fighter what he feel that they should get, who he feel who's going to be the A side or whatever. That's why you don't hear about it.
Okay. Picasso?
Yeah, my bad. I had a lot of shit going on in the background, Miss T. My bad. I was on mute.
Oh, he just answered.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just heard what he had to say. Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with your take, bro, because I mean I can't help but to notice Errol Spence was the same guy that retweeted something from Leonard Ellerby saying that the best way for a fight not to happen is to discuss numbers in public. That's coming from Errol Spence.
No, I mean,
so why is he talking about numbers if you really want to fight with Terrence Crawford? I'll wait.
Me personally, I could care less what they get paid. I want the fight to happen.
I can care less too. I'm just sticking to your point.
I mean,
I'm talking about the numbers. I don't care. No, I'm not making a dime. I don't care.
The only reason why the numbers come into play is because of A side and B side.
And why is that? So let's talk about that. Why is that? Who started that A side B side shit?
Who started it?
Yeah, which fighter? Was it Earl or was it Bud?
It was neither one of them. It started years ago.
What?
A side and B side is because
I'm talking about in regards to Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford. Who started talking about numbers first? Who said they was the A side? Who said this dude got to take a back seat? Earl or Bud? Who said that?
I don't know who said they was the A side or whatever.
So you don't know that?
Oh, come on now.
Already, bro. Go ahead. I don't think you qualified to talk.
If you're gonna let me,
I'm gonna just mute myself, bro. Go ahead. If you don't know that, bro, then you can't even have an opinion on this topic.
Let me answer the question.
Go
and
ahead.
like I said, the only time that Earl ever brought up the 60-40 was a female reporter asked him about it. And she said that Bob Earns said it should be 50-50. And EJ said, I don't think it should be 50-50. I feel it should be 60-40 in my favor. He said, but I will let Al Heyman do the negotiation. That's the first time that ever came up. This was an Asian.
What interview?
It was an Asian lady that did a report. It was on ES News, I believe it was.
Bro, I can not to cut you off, bro. I can vividly remember Earl Spence going to a Canelo fight right after he said, I don't know why Terrence is in my fight. I wouldn't go to any of his fights, saying that, hey, he have to recognize that I'm the big dog. He gonna take 60-40, 70-30, or whatever we give him. That's what Earl Spence been saying. Is that not a fact?
Say that again.
I said, I can vividly remember Earl Spence going to a Canelo Alvarez fight when he was pressed by a reporter asking, can we be done with everybody else but Terrence Crawford? He said, yeah, the fight can happen, but he has to take a back seat, take that 60-40, 70-30, or whatever we decide to give him. So my question to you is, who was the first nigga talking about numbers in the public? Earl Spence or Terrence Crawford?
Once again, it was asked him. It was a question asked.
You're not answering my question.
He was the first one to bring it up. It was a question asked to him, and so he was the first person to bring the numbers up. It was a question that was asked to him, and this was years ago. This wasn't recently. This was years ago, and he said, "I will let Al Heyman do." I mean, he said, "I will let Al Heyman do my negotiation. Whatever he feel I should get, that's what I would get." So it was asked to him. He didn't just come out and say, "Hey, I'm gonna get 60-40, and Bud is gonna get the B side." It was asked, and he said, "I feel I should get 60-40." He said, "But I will let Al Heyman." So,
man, that dude was in the video talking about he going 70-30 a nigga with his girl.
I don't know.
Get that? I'm an 80-20 a nigga. Don't make me 80-20 a nigga. So I mean,
and I could tell you about that because I was on that live. I was on that Instagram live. It was his mother Instagram, and they was coming at her. Earl got on there and he was joking with the fans. He said, "I'm making 70-30 or 80-20. Y'all keep playing." And then he came back on and said, "Nah, I'm just playing with y'all." He came back on and said, "I was just playing."
Man, y'all go for that, man. No, nobody hear nothing about how you just playing it.
That was on Instagram.
Yeah, we all know.
Hey, Dwayne. So explain this to me, Dwayne. So why did he tell Chris Mannix? Why did he tell Chris Mannix, we should give Terrence Crawford 70-30 or 60-40 or 70-30 or whatever we decide to give him?
That's what I just asked.
At that point, it was going back and forth between the two. Because at that time, Bud Crawford had already came out 50-50 or no fight, or 60-40 in my favor or no fight. So by then they was already
right after the Danny. This was right after the Danny Garcia fight, right? No, that was at the Canelo fight.
And I said by then they was already going back and forth. They was already going back and forth by then.
But that's my point, bro. They started going back and forth because Earl Spence was the one to bring up the numbers to begin with. Whether he feel like he should be the A side or not, my point is, why not keep it behind closed doors? That's what I'm saying. I don't give a fuck.
The only reason why he brought up the numbers because he was asked a question, so he responded to the question. What are you supposed to say? Nah, I'm not going to answer
the reporter then asked him, "Hey, Earl, how much you want to make?" No, they asked him about making a fight. He brought up numbers. He didn't have to bring up numbers, bro. Why you acting like he got to bring up the numbers?
She
ain't doing with nobody else.
You asked me a question, and let me answer. Every time I go to answer, you
go ahead, answer it, bro. Go ahead.
Like I said, you said, why did he bring up the numbers? She asked him a question. She said, Bob Earns said it should be 50-50, but you don't look so happy about it. What you think it should be? He said, I feel it should be 60-40 in my favor, but I will let Al Heyman do the negotiation. He knows what I'm worth. Bob Earns knows what Bud is worth, and they would negotiate. That's what he said. That's why the numbers came up.
Hey, Dwayne, I think you're talking about a different interview. I'm talking about when Errol Spence went to the Canelo fight and he was trying to fight Canelo, and Chris Mannix was asking him, that's the fight we want to see is between you and Terrence Crawford. When can we see that? And he came out with the 60-40 or 70-30 or whatever we decide to give him. Exactly. That wasn't no back and forth. That was just Chris Mannix asking him a question, and Errol Spence start talking numbers again.
And I told you that was after they've been going back and forth about the numbers. Bud Crawford came out and said 50-50 or no fight, or 60-40 no fight in my favor.
Well, he didn't bring up the numbers. Every time they asked him what about the fight, Errol Spence keep bringing up numbers. If he said that if you said just like he said that, I'm going to go ahead and let Al Heyman. I feel like I need to be the A side, but I'm gonna let Al Heyman do my negotiation. Okay, if that's the case, then why didn't you just stop it right there? Every time he come up and asks about a fight, Errol Spence keep bringing up numbers after that. Then, so if you're not gonna let Al Heyman do your numbers and do your negotiations, you keep talking about numbers every time they keep talking about a fight. They don't keep talking about numbers.
So did you see the last interview that Earl did? After
what?
After the Sean Porter fight, that Champ Side did an interview with Earl as he was leaving. Did you see that interview?
You talking about the one when he ran out the arena after he
after he left the arena?
As he was leaving, did you see the video that the interview that Champ Side did with him?
No. What about it?
They asked him. They said, "So are you going to make the fight?" And he said, "Bud got to take something." He didn't give no numbers. He said, "Bud got to take something." So
okay, so basically you still talking numbers. Basically you still talking numbers. You just didn't put a percentage on it.
That's the point.
He said he got to take something. He didn't bring.
Yeah.
He said he got to take
so
something.
he's still putting. You still putting out numbers, bro.
Something could be 50-50 because they asked him if Earl make it 50-50, would you take the fight? He said no because that fight is behind me.
Bro, why y'all protect this dude so much?
I see what happened. We gotta make the fight happen. He ain't got to say, "Oh, well, he got to take something," or "Bro, save that shit for behind closed door." We don't care
whether it's behind closed door or not. I mean, I'm just saying. You asked me a question. I told you.
But you deflecting, bro. But you don't see what you're doing. You don't see how you moving the goalpost.
I didn't move the goalpost. I answered your question. You said, "Where did it come from?" And I gave you where it came from. I didn't move the goalpost. I answered your question. You said
so basically you agree with us because in the end, all we've been saying from the jump is Errol Spence brought up the numbers first. That's the point that we on, and he's still bringing them up.
You can say
because you just said he did an interview with Champ Side, right? And he brought up more numbers, right?
No,
he didn't say specifics, but he said he has to take something. What does that imply, Dwayne? What does that imply? Numbers, right?
It didn't say what the numbers was.
But does that not imply numbers? Yes or no?
70-30. He didn't say 50-50. He said
you're not answering my question, bro. You playing ring around the rosy. This is a simple question. Does it not imply numbers? Yes or no?
It implies that he has to take a
That's
offer.
all I wanted to hear.
Man, you got to stop listening to Champ Side and the LDBC and BETIB, man. You know,
I listen to what I want to listen to.
And no, you can, but I'm saying, if you want some real facts, man, I mean, yeah, you can do what you want as a man, but I'm just saying, fam, that right there, you're misinformed. You're misinformed, fam.
I'm not. Actually,
yeah, you are.
Yeah, everything you saying on here is bullshit, bro. You telling half truths.
Hey, Dwayne.
Dwayne, you started lying about the pay-per-view numbers, bro. What are you talking about?
Hey, Dwayne. Dwayne, what you're doing, Dwayne, is like sometimes you take in certain things that happen at a different time and try to bring it up forward. Because when I asked you about the Chris Mannix, you talking about they were going back and forth. Like
I said, that was after they was going back and forth. I didn't say they was going.
Yeah, but I'm saying that wasn't even around nowhere near the same time because you said they was going back and forth when the lady got in the ring and talked to Errol Spence.
What happened when Bud brought up the numbers? It wasn't nothing.
They asked Bud bringing up about when they asked Bud about the taking a 60-40.
I said it wasn't nothing wrong with Bud bringing up the numbers.
Are you talking?
I was a reaction to what Spence said.
Yeah, they asked him about what Spence said about the numbers.
No,
that was in response to Errol Spence, Dwayne.
It was the 60-40 was a response from what lady asked him. That's all I was saying.
Hey, Dwayne, you a man, and I respect you as a man, because just like you say, man, you ain't gotta do nothing without do. You a grown man, and I respect you as a man, right? So I'm gonna ask you this, man, as man. You want to see the fight between Spence and Crawford,
Yeah,
right?
if it ever
Right.
happens.
Right. But no, I ain't asked that. I'm just saying you want to see the fight, right?
Yeah.
Do you really want to see the fight?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Everybody wants to see the fight.
okay, so tell me something. It's been 4 years. We want to see the fight. So when it comes to the fight, and you're an Earl Spence fan, why you not tired of Spence having to tell Crawford to do all these different things to make the fight and fight all these other people as a fan, instead of wanting him to take the fight? Because as a man, I would assume like you'd be like, man, look, Spence, fuck all that dumb shit. You need to fight Crawford. I'm tired of going to get a belt. Oh, you gonna fight Mikey. Oh, you gonna fight Danny. Oh, you gonna fight Sean Porter. I mean, as a fan, at some point, aren't you like that about Spence? Like, and say, hey man, fuck all that dumb shit, man. I'm trying to see the fight, Slim. I'm tired of your excuses. You don't feel that way?
No, because that's what he said before Bud came to the division. He was cleaning up all the belts on his side.
No. That's not fact. That's not fact. That's not fact. The fact is, before Bud came to Disney, he told him to get a belt.
Exactly.
No.
Now, once he got a belt, now he
Miss T, please roll that clip.
Oh my God,
please roll that clip, because these niggas like to ignore the fact. This is what I say. You telling half truth,
bro.
That was the entire purpose of my video. He said he told that man to go get a belt. Once he got the
said it on ESPN, fam.
Out of the street shit. That's exactly what happened, bro. Quick happened, man.
Keith Thurman told him to get a belt.
Like that too.
Then he went on First Take and said the same shit. He said it twice.
You Thriller. Hey, roll them clips.
Hold on. I'm gonna roll it. All right. Y'all listen.
You asked Terence Crawford. You said you gonna stand right there. Well, then come on. Would you like that fight?
Man, yeah, of course, it's a fight that I consider. Right now, it's me and Keith Thurman. I want Keith Thurman. That's the top fight that I want.
But this
Terence Crawford is a good fighter, but he had no belt that 147.
Yeah.
You know, it's a guy that's retired rank named Jeff Horn that got a belt.
Right.
I want to go get that belt, and then he come over here, and then we'll fight.
A few moments later.
End of 2018. Did you not say that? Did you not say that?
This is what I'm saying.
I read it all.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I read it all too. Terence Crawford, wait till he get a belt.
Yeah. But this Terence Crawford is a good fighter, but he had no belts that 147. You know, it's a guy that's retired rank named Jeff Horn that got a belt.
Right.
I want to go get that belt, and then he come over here, and then we'll fight.
He did nothing in the welterweight today. When he get a belt, you want to go over there. Keith Thurman want to go over there. And now y'all want to say, oh, I ain't fought nobody, but I got a belt now, so okay.
Sean Porter got a belt too.
So now
Sean Porter got a belt too. Sean Porter. So why?
See what I'm saying?
Nobody's scared, man. I just told you I had a DJ Saturday night.
Fuck that shit. Why wouldn't I?
See, why as a man you wouldn't say something about that, fam?
Not that smart. So
As a man, why wouldn't you pull Earl on his shit right there?
Cricket.
Hey, you there,
Dwayne? As a man, why wouldn't you pull Earl on his shit right there? Because see,
in that same interview, they asked Bob 9 times when can they make the fight, and Bob never answered the question.
Wait a minute. Hold on, y'all. And within that same clip, you keep failing to Dwayne. Within that same clip, bro, you keep failing to mention the fact that Bud asked Earl, when are you going to fight me? He said, oh, well, Al said, I got to fight this person, that person, that person. So why would Bob even like, what are you talking about?
In that same conversation, they asked him 9 times, when can they get in the ring? Bob never answered the question.
You capping.
Bro, come on with that, man. We talking about this. That whole conversation was between Earl and Crawford. Stop, bro. It's right in Dwayne. It's right in front of your face. Dwayne, it's right in front of your face. As a man, hold up. Hey, as a man, dog, as a man, I'm talking to you as a man. You seen Earl Spence. You seen Earl Spence say, "Go get a belt." You seen him say, "Go get a belt" on First Take. So then when they go face to face and Crawford go out and say, "You told me go get a belt. Thurman want to go over here. You going to go over here? Now what? What's up?" And he said, "Sean Porter got a belt." As a man, as a man, you don't say, "Nah, Earl, what type of bullshit is that?"
Hey, Dwayne,
your phone breaking up.
Come on, man. See, this the type of shit.
Hey, Dwayne,
this is the type of shit we talking about right here, man.
Man. Go ahead, Dwayne. Go ahead.
You're not listening. I said,
your phone breaking up, though, bro.
Breaking up, Dwayne.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, your shit cracking.
John Gotti in the building with Poppy King.
I stepped outside. Hold on 1 second.
Hey, Dwayne, when you said in that same confrontation, they asked Bob Arum about making a fight with Bud. I'm trying to figure out if you got the extended version of that video, because nowhere in that video I seen anybody ask Bob about making a fight. I remember Bob telling Earl Spence,
exactly, because you got a fight that's chopped and screwed.
Stay away from Bud Crawford.
Exactly, because you have a video that's chopped and screwed. Like I said,
no. That video came from who made that? Was that
that's some like fight hype or something?
All you gotta do is go to Illy.
That's fight hype.
I'm sorry, Miss B. But just go to Illy.
Go get the whole video, and you can hear them ask Bob 9 times, when can they get in the ring? Bob never asked the question.
Bob
and hold on, listen. And then Bob said, you can't make the fight. EJ said, "I call Al Heyman right now." Bob said, "You don't know Al Heyman." He said, "I talk to Al Heyman all the time." And EJ goes to pick up his phone out, and Bob started laughing, and then they go to walk off.
Nah.
That ain't about no Earl Spence Terrence Crawford fight, fam.
Yes, it is.
No, it ain't. Because when he just told him that he was going to fight Mikey, he was going to fight Danny, he was going to fight Manny, and that's exactly who he fought.
Exactly.
Stop playing.
Hey, Dwayne,
when Earl Spence picked up the phone, watch the video.
Nigga, we done watched the video a million times, bro. You talking about
because you watched
series on this shit.
What you talking about? I'm about to get you right here, Dwayne.
Don't insult our intelligence.
Man, yeah, that's...
Let me get you right here, Dwayne.
I'm done.
You act like this nigga ain't watched the interview or some shit.
Hey, when Earl Spence watching the whole interview, you watching a small part.
Nigga, we done watched the whole interview, bro. What are you talking about? You talking to boxing fans?
That's not the whole interview. I watched the whole
interview. Bro, we done watched the whole... I'm talking about if you go to Ellie Setback, we can watch the entire video. You talking to some niggas that do this shit.
The whole video. They asked him 9 times, when can they make the fight? Bob never answered the question.
What did Earl Spence say? What did Earl Spence say before that, Dwayne? Hold on, y'all. What did Earl Spence say in regards to making that fight? What did he say? You keep leaving that part out. He said, "I'm gonna fight this person, that person." Oh, he didn't mention Terrence Crawford, huh? No, he didn't mention you. He said, didn't Earl say that? Yes or no?
That. And he said, "If you..."
All right, then. So what do we? So how? Wait a minute. So how's Bob Arum gonna make the fight?
He said, "If you want the fight, you can take 60-40."
Hey, Dwayne.
He already said what his plans was.
Dwayne, you
if
put
you
an audible to your story.
His plans take the 60-40.
Dwayne. Hey, Dwayne, you put an audible to your story. You said when Earl Spence put the phone up to his face, he was about to call Al. No, he wasn't. Earl Spence put the phone up to his face and said, "No, I'm my own boss. I'm my own boss. Exactly. I could make the fight." That's what Earl Spence said, and he ain't down not one.
You don't know Al Heyman. He said, I'll call Al Heyman right now.
Oh, come on.
He said that too, Dwayne. I will give you that, but let's not act like he didn't. Hold on, Dwayne. Let's not act like he didn't also say, "Oh, I'm my own promoter, man down promotions." Did he not say that as well?
He does have his own.
All right, then. So what are we talking about? He can make the fight then, right?
Bob Arum is not making the fight with him. Bob Arum is making the fight with Al Heyman. Bob is not dealing with Earl Spence.
Why did Earl Spence say what he said, bro? You see, this is my problem with you niggas. Y'all don't hold him accountable for his words. We hold Bud accountable. We got on Bud for saying he was past that fight. We didn't like that shit. But y'all niggas hear Earl say, "Oh, I'm gonna go the easier route," and that's cool. Y'all want to take shit out of context and twist
Womack
it up.
said he went the easy way.
Who? Who?
Womack said it.
How? I've been waiting on you to say how. How did he do? Wait a minute. How did he go the easier route when Earl told him to go get the belt? Why go the IBF route? Why become the IBF mandatory when Earl told him to go get a belt?
Hey,
Answer that.
You know what happened with the IBF route?
Because he can become the mandatory and fight EJ right there.
Why would he do it when Earl told him to go get a belt? Can you answer that, Dwayne? How would Terrence Crawford do that when Earl Spence told him to go get the belt? Why? Make that make sense, bro.
Hold on. For the whole sake of the argument, it doesn't matter if Earl told him to go get a belt, if Keith Thurman told him to go get a belt. It doesn't matter. If you're the undisputed champion, you're moving up to a weight class, you have a chance to fight any champion.
Yes, and he took the championship belt that he could take. No. Oh, please let me say this. No, let me say this. Look, what you got to understand is that the only belt that has a stipulation like that is the WBO. You can only go up and fight the champion immediately if you're the WBO champion. If you're the IBF, WBA, or the WBC, you can become the mandatory. Okay, the last time, listen, hold up. If Crawford moved up and became the IBF mandatory, he would not be a champion at this point, and he would not fight Earl Spence, because the last time Earl Spence fought his IBO mandatory was Carlos Ocampo.
The same time.
Dude, no. Exactly, dude.
Over him,
dude. He had already done his mandatory. He got his mandatory out the way. So only thing, Crawford would have been sitting there without a belt, and everybody would have said, you know what they would have said? They was like, why you ain't fight Jeff Horn and get a belt? You ain't got no belt. There's no reason to fight you, dog. You ain't did shit in the welterweight division. You don't have a belt. You're sitting over there being the mandatory. You should have got a fucking belt, then he would have fought him. See, y'all try to move the goalposts. It don't make sense.
So what you telling me is you can't be the WBC champion, move up and fight the WBC champion?
No.
Right away?
No.
So how did Mikey do it then? How did Mikey do it?
Mikey who?
He moved up and fought the WBC champion.
What?
Man, that wasn't a mandatory, man.
That wasn't a mandatory.
This dude is all over the place, y'all.
My point is, you can fight the IBF mandatory right away. You can fight the WBC mandatory.
No, you can't, bro. You gotta look at your facts. That's why I say you gotta stop listening to them. That's why I say you gotta stop listening to them, dog. You gotta do your own research.
I read their daggone rules. You can't
go up. You can be a mandatory. You can be a mandatory right away, but you cannot fight for the belt right away.
Hey, Dwayne, you just
there's a difference.
What are you talking about?
No. He can go challenge right now. Bud Crawford can go up and dude. It only goes with the WBO. You can move up to be a mandatory for the other bodies, but you can actually get the championship fight if you were the WBO champion.
The mandatory to the champion, you're not making
right. That's a mandatory. Dude, ask Dillian White how long he been the mandatory.
The WBO moving up the fight.
Bro, listen, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Let me just say this real quick. So basically, hold on, y'all. So basically, this is what they're saying. So now they don't want the unification fight. They're telling basically Terrence Crawford, fuck going to go get the belt, become his mandatory and just fight for one belt. As if Earl would have been interested in it, because Earl clearly told him to go get a belt. So wouldn't it make the pot sweeter if they fighting for more belts? Ain't that what y'all niggas always say?
He already left.
Hey, look, I have the video.
I'm sorry, Mr. T.
No, you good.
Yo, the part that got me. Oh,
there you go. Just for the people in the chat too. Dwayne he falls out sometimes, but can y'all hear it? No, wait a minute.
Nah, I can't hear it.
Okay.
I know. I mean, I got crazy fans. He got the Mexican Americans, the Mexican fans coming out to fight. Man, it's gonna be crazy.
I've been telling everybody, you're not only a great fighter, you're a nice person. Yeah. This is a great fight between two great champions.
Thank you.
What do you tell Mikey? I mean, you faced off with him the other day. You have a chance to talk to him at all backstage?
I don't tell him nothing. Just fight.
Get in the ring.
I know that's your guy.
Okay, do you know
I know you Team Garcia. It's okay. You my guy too.
I say the fight's 50-50. I've been consistent. How about this? Who's walking you out for that fight?
I don't know. We're gonna see. I don't know. But I know you I know you
I appreciate that. Hey, I appreciate that look, man. Yeah.
Now,
I haven't talked about that.
He's a great champion as well.
Yeah.
You're a great champion.
Yeah.
First time you've seen him in a while. What did you guys tell each other tonight?
Nah, he just said something. So I don't know. He was saying we just talking shit, and I was like, you know, what I'm saying, tell him he's too light in the ass, and I crushed him. You know, it's easy work and shit like that.
What did he
talking shit back. Yeah, he was talking shit back.
I
He
saw
said
that
that same thing he said about Floyd. I was like, you're not Floyd.
You sparred Floyd.
Yeah.
What do you remember from that?
He's sharp as fuck and great defense, just smart.
By the way,
He's like a cat.
Omar Figueroa, did you see what he said? He
Nah.
sparred Edwin Valero, and he
Yeah.
sparred you, and he said you hit harder than Valero, who was 27-0 with 27 knockouts.
I do. I mean, Rob Brent said the same thing, and Jamel Charlo said I hit like the middleweight, super middleweight.
How do I tell the difference between the Charlos? I know them.
I mean, Jamal bigger than others.
What do you say?
I don't know what they is. Jamal bigger than others. I mean, he just tell. I can tell. I've been around him for so long. I can tell the difference.
But if they have the exact same haircut, it's hard.
Nah.
Not for you?
Huh?
So when do you the fight's March 16th? When does Errol Spence get into camp and really start
I
training?
mean, I already been training. Yeah, I've been to gym today and everything. I already been training.
But isn't it?
I was doing like weight training and
So
shit.
you're just staying put.
Yeah,
Enjoy the holidays.
Yeah. Oh, I'm enjoying the holidays.
So everybody's talking about the face-off with you and Mikey, but the angle looked like you were 6'7".
Yeah, man, the angle's not like that.
I was telling people because Lennox Lewis is really tall, and it looked like you and Lennox were the same height.
Yeah, it's not like that. It was just the angle. Like Mike got a big ass fucking big ass dick, man. Mikey he's like right here, like right here.
Hold on, man. Let me take this picture, man.
Are you high? No, I'm just asking.
I'm from Texas, homeboy. You better watch it, man.
That way.
Hi. Yeah, man.
No, sunglasses
I'm
at
from
night.
Corpus Christi,
That's
Texas,
the sign.
baby. 361, you know what I'm saying?
That way.
Oh, this
LAV
he's taking over corporate.
I saw him. He did good tonight.
Yeah. You know Jerry Belamonte?
That's the video, right?
All the time.
You want me to take your picture?
Yeah, hold on. There you go.
Hold on. In the light. There you go. That's good. I took a couple. But Errol, what do you think of tonight? I mean, Maurice looked
I have a great performance. I like to see Maurice versus a Regis or Maurice versus a Jose Ramirez. Yeah, Jose.
Yeah, don't get flagged, Miss T.
Oh, yeah, okay. I like to see it.
Yeah, I don't want you to get flagged.
It's Ellie, right? So okay.
Yeah, YouTube flagged for all types of little playing that video too long.
The little man right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right there. That's good, man. Very good.
How you doing? Too small.
You with Earl? You know how much
I don't know how much I weigh.
Fat, nigga. That's what you is.
I'm not fat.
Fat.
I'm not fat, Boston.
That's fat.
It don't matter.
Yeah.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
Grab it again, son. Grab it
How I
again.
look at the weigh-in, though?
Grab it
How I
again.
look at the weigh-in?
We talking about
How I
that.
look at the weigh-in,
But
though?
you talking about how
But
big
how I
you
look
is.
at the weigh-in,
It's
though?
fat.
But how I look at the
Grab
weigh-in?
that.
How I look at the weigh-in?
Yeah.
I guarantee I'm crush you.
Grab that.
All right, let me ask you a
Grab
question.
that. Don't try to go to the body. Don't try
Look at Bud in his face.
to
The whole body language is different.
try that. You got nothing to do. Hey, look. Tell him to do that little.
You talking too much, man. You talking too much, bro. We tell them around. Ain't nobody talking from the side.
But you
Why
talking
gotta
about
talk? Ain't nobody talking from the
See how strong you get with the dudes on the side? Now Bud was talking to him the whole time.
Tell your nigga to be
All right,
quiet.
now you talking to me.
Tell your nigga to be
Back to
quiet.
what
the wrong thing.
Try that body shot
It don't
shit.
I'm not stop you. Easy. It don't stop you. Easy. That shit gonna be easy
Hey,
work.
I'm
I promise you.
I'm
It don't
solid
matter.
as a
I'm
rock.
gonna knock you out, bro.
On
You
that,
getting hurt.
that's fat.
You got hurt by getting bored.
That's
You got hurt by getting bored. Yeah.
You got hurt by Campo. You got hurt by Campo.
When have I got hurt by Campo?
And you got hurt by Kel Brother. And you got hurt by Kel
When?
Brother.
When? We seen you get wobbly leg. We seen you get wobbly leg.
Then what?
We seen you. It don't matter. It don't matter.
After that. Wait till I hit you.
Sorry.
You gonna look like Benavidez. You.
Yeah, one leg.
You gonna look like
Yeah,
one leg.
Yeah, one leg.
I'm gonna make
Yeah,
you
one leg.
stanky leg.
knowing where you
Long
came
as- hold on,
from,
long
it
as you
gives you a
pause it.
sense of this is
Oh,
who
but
I
Yeah,
am.
y'all, you can stop him, Miss T.
Which one better? What
Yeah,
you
he
want
done
to
burnt off anyway.
Yeah,
I'm
he
looking,
burnt
I'm looking
off.
for that 9 times though. He said they asked him Bob Arum 9
Yeah,
times.
I was
Yeah,
like,
that's a
I
long
was
video.
to see the video. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a long video. You know, we can't play the whole thing, but shout out to getting to Miss T, man. Y'all hit the like button, man. You know what I'm saying? And support Miss T and her channel and get her algorithms up, man. Because we don't have many ladies of boxing, man. And she's a knowledgeable one. So support her, man, and hit that like button and support Miss T, man. Because giving us a platform to do things, Miss T. I don't mean to be rude on your show, so forgive me if I got a little bit out of bounds.
No, you ain't. I actually like, y'all talking like that. Yours is a little bit more calmer, E-Thriller, like, because sometimes we can't hear over the other people, but you guys talking and everything, I don't mind it. I know he was a little bigger when he was talking to me, but I didn't take it personally. He was just passionate. I think it was the video I played, because I've been telling him I'm going to play that video. And I just, I had to get permission. Like I say, he's a good dude. He come through all the time. So, shout outs to Dwayne for coming in here. But that's what I be talking about when I had told you guys, like, sometimes it's hard to explain to Spence fans, and nothing against it. I know they passionate about Spence, and we can be passionate about Bud, but we also got to be realistic. They're both good guys. I don't hate Spence, but I don't think he can beat Bud. That's all. That's it. And we will have to wait to see. But with all the tomfoolery going on, I don't think Bud is ever gonna get that fight. So I got upset this week and I said, "Fuck PBC." That's all.
Yeah.
My only thing with them, like with Dwayne that was on there, is every time you start bringing up some sources towards him, he start to find he try to audible his way out of it and try to come up with something else different. Like this dude earlier said, Mikey Garcia moved up to fight Errol Spence for the WBC. Errol Spence didn't even have the WBC belt when they fought.
Exactly.
Then, he was talking about, well, why Terrence Crawford didn't go up and go the IBF route, when clearly after Terrence Crawford became undisputed, all of a sudden he had a mandatory for the IBF against Lipinets. See,
Yeah,
like that's
right.
the part he's he doesn't understand and whatnot.
Yeah.
That's because he listened to the wrong people, and that's what I was trying to tell him. You got to stop listening to them propaganda channels, man, over there, spilling those narratives. Though they're misinforming you. And if you go by that, because everybody he named was the propaganda channels, BTFBs and Champ Size.
Don't name the channels.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, you're right. All those propaganda and alphabet boys over there. That you can't stop. You gotta stop listening to those channels, to get that and listen to the real. And Miss T got the real, so that's why you listen to those channels they're spilling out real facts, because you can't. If I give you a source that you can Google and you say, "Well, I got a source, but I can't name it," then you're not credible. So, like Bo say, you ain't no credibility in that.
Shoot, Gum supporter, welcome to the building. He said, bruh, Canelo is a real life duck. Then he said, who is ducking who? Errol or Crawford? Be real. And he also said, when they gonna fight, man? Real talk. Terrence 34. And then he said, when they gonna fight? So, I mean, we all agree. Welcome back, Dwayne.
Yeah, no, I just came back on to clarify what he said. I said I never said Mikey moved up to fight Errol Spence for the WBC. I said Mikey moved up to fight another WBC champion after he became the WBC champion. And I wasn't talking about 147.
Who's the other WBC champion? Who's the other WBC champion?
He moved up to fight. He moved up to fight the WBC champion at 140, when he became the WBC champion at 135. He dropped the 35 belt, became the 140 WBC champion. Then he moved up and dropped the WBC champion, became and fought Errol Spence.
All right. Hey, Dwayne. Now check this out. Mikey Garcia had won the belt at 140. Then he went down to 135, and he fought I forgot the dude name, the skinny dude, the skinny brother. I don't even hear about him no more. And after that fight, he went up to fight Errol Spence. He came up from 135 after he beat what's his name to go fight Errol Spence.
I think you're talking about Robert Easter, bro.
Robert Easter, yeah. So what you said earlier, if you could rewind it, if you could, you specifically said Mikey Garcia moved up to fight the WBC because he was the mandatory, because you were just making an argument saying how come the WBC
and he did
and the IBF
Dwayne, hold on. Y'all want to
when he was the WBC champion at 135, he moved up and fought the WBC champion at 140.
Okay, hold tight, Dwayne. Go ahead, Bo.
Now, the argument you made earlier when you and B-Mac was going back and forth, and B-Mac was telling you the only belt you could do that with is with the WBO. You said, nah, because Mikey Garcia went up and fought Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? He was the mandatory for Errol Spence. Did you not say that?
No, I didn't. I never said he fought Errol Spence, because we all know Errol Spence fought Sean Porter for the WBC title. I never said he fought Errol Spence. I said Mikey Garcia moved up and fought a WBC champion after he became a WBC champion, is what I said.
And that's wrong. And that's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. Because when he moved up, he moved up to fight Sergey Limpiets, who was an IBF fighter champion. He wasn't a WBC champion. He was an IBF champion, and they just had a fight. That wasn't a mandated thing where he moved from WBC up and go and fight a WBC champion. Sergey Limpiets was a IBF world super lightweight champion. Mikey Garcia was a WBC lightweight champion. There was totally two different organizations. He just got a fight and just happens to be a champion from a different weight class. That wasn't a WBC into a WBC. That was a WBC to an IBF. He just got a fight.
And not to mention, he fought Lipinets right before he fought Robert Easter. Because right after the Robert Easter fight, he went right up to fight Errol Spence. And I'm looking at the box specs. I'm looking at
he went back and fought Robert Easter.
Yep.
He went back down to 135 and fought Easter.
Then he won that, right?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yep.
So Birdman is in the building. What you got to say, Birdman?
Salute, panel. Salute, everybody. No, I was just wanting to ask the guys on the panel, or just make a statement. I don't think either one of them are ducking each other, man. I feel like that Mikey Garcia fight was just to prove a point and to shut Mikey's mouth up from talking all that trash. But on the Spence and on the Spence and Bud thing, they were both going back and forth. I don't think they're ducking. Bud says some negative stuff. Spence says some negative stuff. Neither one of them are scared of each other. And I think it's more of the promotions that are just messing up everything, if anything, and the promoters.
But I guess, hey, Birdman, here's my thing though. Now, as far as scared to actually fight each other,
yes, sir.
You can have a point on that. Like you have a point on that. But what I think what it is that some people are scared to step in the ring, right? And just afraid to get embarrassed or losing that O. You know what I'm saying? They feel as though if they lose that O, they're not going to be as marketable as they were. And to me, when I see the moves that Errol Spence been making, excuse after excuse after excuse, to me it seemed like he know in the back of his mind, he like, yo, I could really lose this damn fight. So I'm just going to kind of like stall it out. And, to me, what it looked like to me is like they trying to age Bud out. They trying to see whenever Bud slows down, this is the perfect time to get in the ring with him. That's the way I look at it.
You made a point. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
You made a point because I'll say this. You made a point because I was thinking the same thing about Bud in the beginning until he left Top Rank and he started standing up for himself. Because I was thinking, okay, Bud's just saying this stuff. He don't want to fight if it ain't going to be a 50-50. But at the end of the day, if fighters want to fight each other, the best going to fight the best. like because like when I was back earlier a couple weeks ago, I was thinking, okay, Bud's taking a lot of fights for less money than what he's getting if he was to take the 60-40. So how could it be any different if they really want to fight, or is it all about business?
Well, how was Bud taking less money than if he were taking in 60-40?
Wasn't he taking less money to fight certain guys?
Less money than what?
Less money than what the deal is when the 60-40 between him and Spence.
And Errol Spence. So why wouldn't that apply to Errol Spence too?
Why would Earl take less money when he's doing all the footwork?
No, he's no. All the fights that you're speaking of that Errol Spence took, other than Terrence Crawford, that's less money too than fighting Terrence Crawford. The same rules apply to Errol Spence that you're saying, because see, the fight is so big. Even if Errol Spence took 40%, wouldn't that be his biggest payday, just like it would be Bud Crawford's biggest payday if he took 40%?
I don't even know. That's what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I understand you asking the question.
What is the largest payday Spence has taken, and what is the largest payday?
I believe it was with Mikey Garcia. I think they both got $8 million, 50-50.
Yeah, but that was a $3 million guarantee. So you go your guarantee, and then you get pay-per-view backside.
Right.
So Spence.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying Spence's largest guarantee was $3 million.
Okay, so what if they take? Okay, so what if they both take a 50-50? That'd be a biggest payout out of in both their careers.
I agree.
There's still going to be an A side, right? And there's still going to be a B side. One of those guys don't want to be the B side, even though.
Why does it have to be? Why does it have to be an A side or B side?
Yourself. If it's 50-50, there's no A side, B side. It's even.
Okay.
But let me ask you this, Birdman, just
yes,
real
sir.
quick. At the time, whenever Keith Thurman was on top, whenever he had the belts, and whenever Errol Spence was coming up in the ranks, and this question goes to Dwayne as well, do y'all feel like Keith Thurman was avoiding or ducking Errol Spence?
No, I feel like Keith Thurman was ducking Errol Spence because he did the same thing that Paulie Malignaggi did to him, and I stopped liking Keith Thurman after that, because how you going to do a man the same way you just got done in a crowd of people when this man's coming to fight you? I feel like Keith Thurman ducked. But
okay, so hold that thought. So
okay.
What Keith Thurman did at the time with Errol Spence, in which I agree, I was Team Spence. I'm like, hey, why y'all not giving this nigga a shot? He deserves a shot. Go ahead and fight him, right?
Mm-hmm.
What makes what Errol Spence is doing to Terrence Crawford any different?
Well, I would say if Terrence Crawford, not just Porter, fight a couple of those names that on if he would have fought a couple of those names that Spence has on his resume, maybe one more on his resume, then I would say a 50-50. But Porter was a dog, but we see what Bud did to him. So I say if he fought one more, I'd be a believer, and I'd say 50-50. Can't just get.
No disrespect, bro, but what does that have to do with what I asked you?
All right, repeat the question again.
I asked you what Keith Thurman did, because we both acknowledge Keith Thurman dug Errol Spence. So my question to you is, what makes what Errol Spence is doing to Bud any different? Why wouldn't he be ducking Bud?
Because I'll be answered. Because Spence is saying 60-40. He's not saying I'm not gonna fight you. He just said let's do a 60-40. But Keith Thurman
never said I'm not gonna fight you.
Keith Thurman didn't want to fight Spence, man.
Keith Thurman never said I'm not going to fight Errol Spence. He never said that.
So what did he do?
He kept saying he ain't did nothing. The boy ain't proved himself yet. I see him coming, but right now he got to. Yeah, he was saying that.
He was throwing shade. Yeah, but he was throwing shades because half the dudes that Spence beat when he was coming up to get those belts would tear Keith Thurman's ass up, I believe.
Who? Because he didn't fight nobody to get them belts.
Who?
Before he got a belt, Errol Spence didn't fight nobody.
I say Peterson a
Lamont
dog white.
Peterson would have beat Keith Thurman.
He got that after he got the belt. He fought Peterson after he got the belt. Coming up,
It's not. I think it's not the same, man. The competition is not the same when we're comparing that. I mean, Porter, to me, is the only thing that Bud has. He's looked good in all his fights, but Porter is the only thing.
So
the competition.
So they fought Kell Brook and Porter back to back, though.
Kell Brook?
Yeah, the same guy that Earl Spence got the belt off of.
Yeah, but that's years. That's years. How
Hey,
many
yo,
years?
Dwayne. Yo, Dwayne, I want to know what you think. Did Keith Thurman duck Earl Spence?
I'm not. Listen. I'm not trying to move the goalpost. I'm just saying that's years. Age, man. Age on a body on a man's body.
They guys the same age, man. They the same age.
I'm talking about what about what's his face, who's been in everybody that's fought against Kell Brook has basically been a war kind of.
But who? I mean, so you give Earl Spence credit for beating Kell Brook after he just got his face cracked by Triple G at 160 pounds. You give him credit for that, right?
I give Terrence Bud Crawford credit for the way he beat Porter compared to what Spence did, but the way that Kell Brook was fighting Spence was totally different from the way he was fighting Terrence Bud Crawford.
Hold up, but what I'm saying is, though, I don't mean to cut you off, is that Kell Brook had just had a fight with Gennady Golovkin at 160 pounds, got his eyeball cracked wide open and face broke. He came back down 2 weight classes to defend his title the very next fight, and fought Earl Spence.
It was like 7 months.
And you give Earl Spence credit for beating Kell Brook in that manner, right?
He dropped off, B-Mac.
He might have lost connection. Dwayne.
Everybody loses connection.
I'm saying we ain't lost the connection one time. I mean, what's popping?
No, actually, I'm taking care of stuff in here. But so what you're saying is, should we not give Earl Spence credit and not give credit for Kell Brook?
All I'm saying is that if to this gentleman is, if you give him credit for that, then don't say, well, you fought Kell Brook years ago and he ain't the same fighter. Well, we can say the same thing about Kell Brook. He wasn't the same fighter, getting his face cracked, coming down a weight class the next fight and fighting Earl Spence. I was trying to make a point to him. If you're going to give Earl Spence credit for that, which I don't have a problem with, then give Crawford credit for beating Kell Brook when he beat him.
Okay,
because Kell Brooks came out the 3 fight. He was on a 3-fight win streak.
Okay,
I'm not saying he don't get no credit for it, but it's not the same class as him fighting Sean Porter. I give him
not you, Dwayne.
Than Kell Brook.
But get this though. When Kell Brook was fighting Spence, I felt like Kell Brook was in the fight. He was hungry. Okay. But it's like when Porter and Terrence fought, I believe it was a better Porter to me than it was when Porter fought Spence. So, I mean,
let me jump in. So what they saying, Birdman and Dwayne, is when Kell Brook fought Triple G, and I think Bo says 7 months later, he fought Errol Spence. And that was a give and take fight. That was not an easy win. But Earl cannot say he watched him, but Earl persevered, and we give him credit for that. Okay.
Well, you got to give him credit for that because he came back and just pounded.
Kell Brook had a 3-fight winning streak, so he was on the road. He was acclimated back to 147. He was on the road. He then fights Terrence Crawford, and Terrence beat him better than Earl did.
I agree.
Talking about those 2 fights. Then the Porter fight. Now, I don't care what nobody say. Porter and Spence was back and forth. Spence needed that knockdown, in my opinion. I got Spence winning. No, it's nothing. But when Porter fought, nobody beat Porter like Bud did. But they don't. And they set the benchmark. We got to see if Sean beats him. Remember all the talk? If he gets through that, then we'll rechange our mind about Bud and all this stuff.
Yes, ma'am.
But Bud does it, and we back to square one.
Well, the thing about it is, I thought that fight between Porter and Bud was actually a good fight because I don't feel like that Porter actually brought that same dog to the fight with Spence because he actually had to made Terrence work for it.
You don't think he made Earl Spence work for it?
Earl didn't struggle. Earl was just taking that stuff. Earl, that's not even Earl's style fight. To me, that's not even Earl's style fight.
No, I'm saying, but you realize that was a split decision, right?
It was a split decision, but Earl fought Sean Porter fight. He didn't fight his fight.
No, he fought the fight that he could only fight.
Yeah.
That's the only fight he could fight.
This is what I had you guys watch. Go back and watch Spence fight when he wasn't fighting nobody's style. He was just fighting his own style and how he was washing guys. But when guys started talking a lot of trash about he can't do this and that, he took what they did and used it against them. Okay, he didn't care about how it looked, but
let's stop that narrative. That's not true.
Every time Spence don't knock somebody out,
they move the goalpost.
I'm not even moving. No, I'm not even moving the goalpost. I've watched his fights over and over again. If you watch, it ain't the same style until they started talking all that trash.
Spence fights the same goddamn way in every single fight, bro. What are you talking about? He don't have that many dimensions to his game.
Okay, so I say this.
Porter, like Spence could not make Porter fight his game. They had to go back and forth. We know that Sean gonna make you fight him, but nobody is able to control Sean. But there's one person. His name is Bud Crawford.
Exactly.
He made it
look easy.
Hey, y'all gotta stop that, man, because Porter was putting it on Bud. Y'all know that.
He did a little work.
First couple of rounds.
He did a little work, but that was early. You know, those last 4 or 5 rounds, man, he was getting controlled. It's even in the scorecards.
I'm still trying to figure out how you had a problem with Keith Thurman because we all did, but you don't have a problem with what Earl Spence is doing to Terrence Crawford. As a boxing fan, as an unbiased and objective
but you think
fan,
I don't
you have to keep that same energy? I don't get it. I can't get past it.
All right, just repeat that again, then I can.
I'm saying, how can you have the energy that Keith Thurman was ducking Earl Spence, but whenever Earl Spence is doing the exact, if not worse, to Terrence Crawford, you trying to say that it's different? How is it different?
I don't even think they're doing the same thing that Keith Thurman did, in my opinion. I think they're both just talking trash, Spence and Bud.
Birdman. Hey, check this out, man. Earl Spence, not only is he doing what Keith Thurman did, he's using the exact same words.
Exactly.
As Keith Thurman used against him. He using that towards Bud.
But y'all don't do y'all not think it's not more like Fred said it, Al and Bob interfering, trying to cause this fight not to happen, don't want it to happen, instead of those two guys.
Tom Brown is the same guy that does the promotion for the PBC. He said if the fighters want the fight, they make the fights happen. So no, sir, I don't agree with you.
Okay. I don't think they're ducking each other. I don't think they're ducking.
I mean, you're entitled to your opinion, bro, but the facts are the facts. We know who's ducking who.
Hey, but when they get in that ring, you got to come back to this show and apologize.
I will be here, my brother, and I'm picking Terrence Crawford, my sleep expert.
Hey,
I don't think going past 8 rounds. I don't.
I got Spence, and I don't think Bud's chin's gonna hold up.
Oh, really? And what makes you say that? When did Earl Spence get this knockout power? I'll wait.
It don't have to. Well, he's back with Blu-ray. He's back with Blu-ray.
No, he's not. That's not a fact. He's with a white guy now. No disrespect, but he's with a white guy now. He fired Blu-ray.
My thing is this right here. I don't think Bud is going to do anything to get that.
Wait a minute. So now that you know that he's not with Blu-ray, is he still gonna knock Bud out? Yes or no?
Hey, but you got to go back to this when we first started talking about this. I never said he was going to knock him out. I said he was going to beat him. I don't care about knockouts. I like to see good fights.
You just said something about Bud's chin is gonna get tested. Did you not just say that?
Wasn't gonna hold up.
Okay, but they don't
hold up. Now you switching it, bro. I'm a hell of a
no. Time out though. But does it mean I said it's gonna knock out? I don't think he has a good chin. I don't think Bud has a good chin, but that doesn't say he don't have good skills.
What was your point of bringing it up then? I'm confused.
Hey, Birdman, what makes you think Bud doesn't have a good chin?
Let's see. What makes me think he don't have a good chin? I saw the Gamboa fight, and he got rocked. And I saw the Mean Machine fight, he got rocked. And I saw the Porter fight, he got rocked.
He got rocked by Mean Machine, like rocked like that.
Oh, you didn't see him take a knee?
you say he got rocked. I mean, somebody going out doesn't necessarily mean they got rocked. I'm talking about.
Okay, so he got rocked by Porter. I'll update it some. He got rocked by Porter.
Rocked by Porter. I didn't even see that either.
He got rocked by Porter. In what round? What round?
That's what I'm trying to figure
I watched
out.
that fight about 20 times. What round, bro?
So in that fight, I don't know which round it was. He got rocked by Porter.
Oh, okay.
So did he not get rocked by Porter? Yes or no?
No, are you talking about from a headbutt? Are you talking about from a headbutt? Is that's
come on, man?
Do you know what getting rocked means?
Yeah, I know what getting rocked means. He got stoned.
Now, hey Birdman, check this out. Now, when Bud fought Gamboa, you know Gamboa was a killer at the time, right? When they fought, and he caught Bud in between exchanges, right? But Bud in that same round stopped him. Now you do realize Spence got rocked by nobody, right?
Who?
Lardy.
Oh, that's is that in the beginning of his career?
It doesn't matter. It does not matter. Now you're moving the goalposts. He got.
I'm not moving. I'm asking. Is it the beginning of his career?
Yeah,
come on,
man.
Yeah,
it was.
It was.
Stop
but it
it.
doesn't matter.
I think he was like in his 15, 16. No, it was like his 18th fight or something like that.
Okay, but y'all didn't watch.
He got rocked by a bum.
But y'all didn't watch Bum.
Yeah, he got rocked by a bum. That's a fact. Who is Larday? Who the fuck is he? What has he done? How many belts he won?
Who's Mean Machine? Who's Mean Machine? No, I don't know who he is. I've probably seen the fight, but I don't know who he is. I remember that though.
If I'm not mistaken, Mean Machine is an Olympian, ain't he?
Yeah.
So I mean, he's something.
Yeah, true.
Okay.
But in the Porter and Bud fight, you say he didn't get wobbled.
No. You said he got rocked. Don't try to switch the word. You said he got rocked.
What's the difference between
I
rocked and
don't
wobbled?
see he got wobbled either. He didn't get stinky leg or nothing. I mean, he got hit.
He kept coming forward.
I don't see where he got hurt, Eddie, because you talking about when you say he got rocked, you got hurt. So I didn't see no point in the fight where Bud got hurt by Sean Porter
and retreated. Not once.
What did he get hurt?
I think he held. What round?
Yeah, I mean, he hit him. He was on balance.
Let me guess him. All right, you admit that then, okay? Because I was going to say I'm trying to figure out what round that was.
But bro, where is this knockout KO punching power coming from with Errol Spence? He ain't knocked the nigga out since Ocampo.
It's possible he could knock him out, man. Come on.
All right,
hey, y'all. Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all something. Y'all gonna have to get all Spence,
Mikey,
man.
but he gonna knock out Terrence Crawford.
He didn't. Hey, no, come on. All right, time out.
Already.
You know that man didn't want to knock out Mikey. He want to beat him like a runaway slave.
He said he was gonna knock out Mikey. He said that.
Y'all gotta stop that.
He said the opportunity he will stop.
I'm gonna fight for my man.
Miss T, do you hear this, Miss T?
Yeah,
Miss T. See, I understand what you got to go through, Miss T. I didn't really realize what you had to go through.
Hey, well, that means y'all gotta be in here until they fight. Then we're gonna talk. I'm a Spence fan. I'm gonna talk my shiznit.
Hey, I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you neither.
Man, I
ain't mad at you.
Hey, but I'm gonna tell y'all something. I do like Bud, but I don't think neither one of them are dodging each other. I hope they ain't dodging each other. I hope Spence ain't dodging. I'll be disappointed, man. Hey, I'm a Winky Wright fan, so I like real fighting.
Yeah, Winky Wright, nice. Hey, Birdman, check this. I gotta say this though, man. For like,
yes,
even though, you know what I'm saying, we oh dang, left.
He'll come back. He probably fell out.
Nah, but what I was gonna say is that even though we got like different sides of opinion, man. I mean, it's a respectable conversation, man. At least you're not like in your feelings like some of these Spence fans out there, man. You say one thing and it's like the sensitivity come out of them.
Oh man, I can't be like. My thing is, man. I mean, I like all black fighters, man, and I got more respect for Bud now than what I did because I like the way he's standing up for himself and he's exposing a lot of stuff. He might not win in court. If he don't win in court, he's still exposed something. So maybe these young fighters are gonna, oh man, fuck Bob. I ain't going that route. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the same thing can say for Al Heyman though. That's my whole point too, because I don't respect neither one of them. None of the guys. I'm a boxing fan, so when people say fuck Bob, why does Al Heyman get so many praise? And we don't know nothing about him.
And see, I don't know anything about Al either. I say the same thing about Al. Fuck Al too. If he's not treating these boxers right, especially the black guys.
Thing about Al Heyman, he ain't giving us the fights that we want to see.
Exactly, and that's my point.
Agree on.
Hey, y'all remember when PBC first came out? It was free.
Right.
Everybody was excited, man. Oh, these
exactly.
motherfuckers going. We didn't get none of that.
Hey, a lot of the
Exactly.
welterweight fights was on regular TV. The Keith Thurmans and the Danny Garcias and the fucking Sean Porters, all that shit was on regular TV.
All that was on TV, and now all of a sudden, when Bud on ESPN, they like, oh man, he shouldn't get no money. He fight on free TV. Like, hold up, that's how these dudes got their bones, right? So what's the difference now that they ran out of money?
But this guy Insurgent in your chat, he kind of he tripping. Man. I think you need to go ahead and block him.
He's trolling hardcore.
I don't know what he got going on.
Sensory pictures. I meant to give you a shout out. He said Porter only landed 79 shots on Bud. And
I can't even see the chat.
Talking about, so I can't put you up there. We talk about the force.
No, man, I came in here to talk my little spin shit, and they stopped me in my tracks, but I'm still here. I like it, man.
You cool, Bird, man. I like you, Bird. You a sensible Errol Spence fan.
Yeah. That's why. That's why I
need to ride around here, bro.
I'm like, you good, man? Because other Errol Spence fans, like they fanatics, man. Sometimes I be wondering, like you know, what's wrong with them for real? Because they, like I said, they be all in their feelings. You say one thing about Errol Spence, it's almost like you done took their girlfriend from him or something.
Hey, I told Miss T, hey, I lost $1,000 on the Terrence and Bud fight, and I said, Bud beat the man. Hey, I'll have nothing but respect for him. That's all I get from him now. Then he came out and doing all that stuff he's doing. I mean, he gets my respect, but I'm poor Spence at the end of the day. But we all win at the end of the day because we get to see the fight. Hopefully.
Yeah. Ant Kid in the building was Bobby King. He said, salute.
Oh, Ant Kid. What's up, Ant Kid?
Yeah, that's what I be saying. Like, you know, they just, I don't know. They, you know, I'd rather for people to look at it objectively. But, you know, for me, it just took a while. I was like, it's never going to be an objective look at it. So,
hey, while we got these guys in here, Mr. Hate to butt you out. But what do y'all think? What's that other Ortiz guy that's in the same weight class as Boots and Bud and Terrence? What do y'all think about him? What is he doing? Is he sitting back waiting for us to fight each other?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, he got a fight coming up, but he could have activated his mandatory before Sean Porter against Terrence Crawford. He didn't want to do it, but the boy can fight, though. He can fight.
I think they need to let Ortiz and Boots get it instead of trying to they want somebody to knock Bud off. And I think if the only people that knock each other off should be Bud or Terrence and knock each other off, not trying to put Boots on it. That's what I think.
I don't think Golden Boy.
Spence.
I don't think Golden Boy want to put Virgil Ortiz in the ring with Bud Crawford.
Nah, that ain't about to happen.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. But you guys, it's been so much fun. Look, it's supposed to be ladies' night.
Hey, Miss T, where the lady at? I seen a picture over there, but she ain't not say nothing. What was going on?
He talking about Carmen.
Not Butter been up here for a while. She was sitting back listening, and Carmen was like, "Well, she gonna spend time with her son," but because we come in, we talk about anything but boxing. Really, they don't watch boxing.
Oh man.
But it's all good.
I'm sorry, ladies. I apologize.
Yeah.
Hey, Miss T.
Yeah, what's up, man?
I'm finna do my homework because I see these Bud fans, you know, they on their shit. I gotta give respect to them. They on their shit.
Birdman, I tried to tell you when you lost that money. Did you double that? Did you ever make that bet with
me and Gumbo? I just paid Gumbo off, man. Shit, that was the hardest thing to do.
I tried to tell you, but I thought y'all made a $2,000 bet. What was that?
That's gonna be on the Spence and Bud fight if it ever happens.
I'm gonna give you a word of advice. Keep your money.
I'm about to stand on my square, man. If not, I'm not gonna waste that in cigarettes. So shit. Or car parts.
What up, man? Kid, I see you, boy. Salute.
Yeah. But
hey, respect to y'all guys, man.
Hey, respect to you too, Birdman.
Likewise,
respect to you, Birdman.
Nice talking to you, fam.
Yes, I want to thank Wayne for coming in. I want to thank Brian Mackey, Bold, and the Black Picasso for letting me use his photos. I want to thank Birdman for coming in. Dwayne, don't be a stranger. I still love you. Demetrius, I still love you. You know I miss you. Birdman, don't be a stranger.
Hey, but you know what, though? This is the first time I've been in a chat where the Bud fans were actually respectful, you know. So I appreciate that too.
Oh yeah, we do this all the time, man.
We do it all the time, yes, sir.
Miss T, but
What
you
it do, that kid?
can get in on my panel, bro, on my channel.
Yeah, you go check him out, Birdman.
What's his name? What's your name? Your channel name?
It's E Thriller, the Black Picasso, E3ILLA, the Black Picasso.
Hey, put that in the
Tap in,
chat
bro.
so I can go to it. I'm
Yes,
gonna go
sir.
definitely follow you, man.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I like these guys or whatever. I love the fact that y'all came in and y'all made my night. This was a good ass night.
I told you I was gonna tap in, Miss T. I got you. You locked in, man.
We come
they
through.
educated me. They educated me, man.
We appreciate it. Hey, I want to say a shout out to Miss T. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it. No disrespect to nobody. Birdman, appreciate you. You know, Bo, my brother
Yes, sir.
E Thriller. You know, it's always love with all you guys.
Yes, sir.
Even Dwayne, man. You know, I you know, this is boxing talk. We always ain't gotta agree, but it is what it is. So, peace and love to everybody in the chat. Y'all make sure that y'all like and subscribe to Miss T, man, and support the channel. Appreciate it, baby.
Before y'all go out, and Kid 78 said, "What's good, B Mac?"
Hey, what's good, Ed Kid?
Man, I caught this live late.
And Kid, salute. And
Oh,
Kid,
man,
salute.
kid, man, that's my dog. Salute.
Yes, sir.
Definitely, most definitely. I thank y'all for joining me and gracing me with y'all presence. With like this was a good night. Y'all have no idea. This was a funny night too. I just sat back and talked.
Definitely.
And Dwayne, I know he didn't mean nothing. Dwayne, you was a little hype, but I didn't take it personal. You love your guy, so it's all good.
He passionate.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. All love.
Yeah, ain't no hard feelings, man. We
Ain't
gonna
no
match
hard
the energy,
feelings.
though, for sure, for sure.
Yeah. Yes. Just boxing talk.
I know I'm overly aggressive.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
What
What you call me, E, the Undertaker?
Oh, the Undertaker.
Yeah, so
Yeah, hands down. Choke slam, stone throw the nigga left and right. Yes, sir. Very
Hey,
disrespectful.
your voice, boy. Hey, you gotta stand still and salute that voice, man. That's powerful. I love it. I love it.
Appreciate you, Miss T. Appreciate you.
Okay. Well, hey, I'm gonna say y'all at the end of my show, thank y'all for coming in. And when you know better, you'll do better, right? So
Yes, ma'am.
until Monday. But Sunday I do my wellness show. So y'all can check me out at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I just talk about wellness and finding the health in you. It's a journey that I'm going on, and I implore everybody to go on the journey. Since we've been sitting here, I've drank 2 bottles of water. I'm up to 11 right now. So that's 88 ounces. In my show, we shoot for 100 ounces per day. Remember, drink your water when you get up in the morning, 8 ounces. Drink your water when you go to bed. Because
Well, I'm gonna have to get with you then, Miss T, on Sunday, because on doing the show, I just had a 6-pack of chicken wings, so I'm gonna have to get with you. They don't call me Big Mac for nothing, so yeah, man. And I had some damn chicken wing and yeah, mumbo sauce and everything. Y'all don't know nothing about the mumbo sauce down there, so I'm gonna have to, yes, ma'am. I'm gonna have to get with you on Sunday.
Okay, I'm gonna try to keep it short because I don't want to mess with nobody football. We in football season.
Oh yeah, the Cowboys, man. It's
Absolutely.
Before
Yes,
we
ma'am.
gotta show y'all this video. I was laughing my ass off. Hold on, where did I put it? And it was funny. And they tried to charge me up. Oh, they took it down. Oh my goodness. I had a video of the Georgia Bulldogs and the Atlanta Braves, and people was dancing. The shit was funny. But they had Staying Alive. They was dancing to Staying Alive, and they hit me for it like I tried to copyright. And I told them, no, I won't copyright. That was a TikTok video. So
Right.
it was funny though. It was funny. But like I said, when y'all know better, y'all do better. So I'll see y'all Monday if you don't come in through the Sunday show. But peace. Y'all have a good night.
Thank you.
The thing. Well, But look, I'm gonna be out. The thing didn't work. I'm gonna try one more time, then I'm just gonna bow out.